Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, I don't have to fix any cameras today. That's a good thing. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. We have somebody very, very special sitting in for just commentary, news, and just normal beefiness. It is our friend Brendan O'Connor from Bungalower.
How you doing, Brendan?
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for coming in on short notice.
Did you notice I am that's
almost shorter than his shorts?
That is my superhero name, is Short Notice. Right?
I'm a big fan of your shorts.
That's good.
Hey,
if
now.
I were a superhero, they're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm Short Notice." Right? That's a badass name. I've never thought
just
of
the tip.
My dad.
No.
No, I'm okay with that. My dad's, my dad's CB radio name was Half Pint. It was.
Was it really?
Yeah, it really was. And because he didn't care. You get to a point where you've been short for so long and it's not going to change, and you're just like, I don't care anymore. But people will mock you to your face until you die. So that's the way it goes. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
So the reason Brendan is here on short notice is because
Intervention.
Normally we'd have Seth in, but Seth can't come in.
Why?
Because he actually got an illness, which is the first time I've ever...
I need to see the results. I don't know.
Yeah, you think this is all just
It
another...
could be fake.
So, of all the times Seth missed the show because of a...
Doctor's appointment.
Yeah, it's never been an actual problem. It was
Right.
always a hypochondria problem, right? Like,
Well, yeah, without a doubt. Like he
Sensed an earthquake.
and then he gets a little protective of even the reasons why, because he knows that we're gonna give him shit.
Clown him.
So what he'll do is he'll be like, hey bro, got family things, or he'll be like, I'll tell you later. He'll do a lot of that.
But meanwhile, he's at home
Which-
watching Oculus
Look,
porn.
I'm not gonna
No,
say he hasn't dealt with family things. He has, but I'm just saying he will leave a certain level of mystery to it. And normally, and because we're human, we're going to assume fake illness, right? Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
and that's usually it. Every time. It's always like, I was getting an MRI.
I mean,
thought I was...
solid 60% plus.
So,
Solid.
Wow.
we got
Sounds
Seth.
trustworthy.
What line is he on, Sam?
1.
All right, let's see if this works. No, of course not.
Oh, I'm talking a lot of smack about him. I didn't know where
No, he couldn't hear.
It's fine.
He couldn't hear us talk shit. That's why I didn't pick up the line. Hey, Seth.
No, I'm actually watching on Twitch.
Fuck.
So, Seth, no,
How are you feeling?
Hey, you've been checking on him, right?
No, well,
No one's been checking on me except you, Daniel.
Yes. Every morning.
no.
Every fucking morning I send this guy a text message because I don't want him to freak out. Because the first message he sent me was not funny. It was very...
Yeah, it was bad when it.
Yeah, so I took it seriously.
Well,
Seriously.
what's wrong?
Huh?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Oh, I got COVID.
You're late to the party, buddy.
I'm
Now-
so sorry, bro.
People are still getting that?
You're so late to the party.
So how'd you find out you had it?
That's
Oh,
fake.
that sounds like second round. That sounds like...
I'm still all congested. Last Saturday, I just started feeling my nose get kind of...
Yeah.
It closed up for like 30 minutes and then opened up for a while. Then it closed up again for 30 minutes, like stuffy, and then it opened up. I was like,
That's telltale
weird.
COVID.
Yep. And I was like, well, I need to get my allergy shots. I missed those that my week. I go every month to get my allergy shots. And I was like, maybe it's just my allergies acting up because I missed this week. And then, of course, I have about a stockpile of about 100 COVID tests in my cabinet.
Wow. 100? Oh, my God. You got 100? Give me some of them tests, bro.
I don't have 100. I have about 20-something of them.
Still, I got to scrounge through the house to find one. I give Maisie a couple of them to play with. I'm like, hey, just go play with that.
How are you feeling? What's it like?
Now, it's better now, but it's no. Some people get it different. That's what's so crazy to me. But it was no joke for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
I was like, oh shit.
Now, would you be honest? Like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say would you be honest. I'm gonna just ask you. Do you think that your perception of it when you texted me and what you actually went through are different?
Well, yeah, because my perception of it, the whole past 2 years of my anxiety is me laying in a hospital.
Well, let me ask it better. So let me ask it better. Do you think that you suffered more the last 2 days? Let's go last 2 days because that's probably when you were pretty bad. Were the symptoms worse, or was the anxiety surrounding the symptoms worse?
The anxiety.
Yeah, it was for me too. I would agree with that. It was for me too.
And I hate to admit that, but it was.
It might help you.
I don't want anything to come true. Like I don't want my fears to come true, but it was just me.
I'm glad you're okay though, man.
How many times did you check your blood oxygen level?
This is all going to help you. This is all going to help you.
I changed the battery 2 days ago. I kept it on for. Literally just kept it on me like I was in a hospital bed. I just kept it on the whole time, and I just saw the battery just drain.
That's awesome.
You kept it on the whole time?
Yeah.
Now, did you think hey,
I like that you're doing that. That's
wow.
No,
you just think
Brendan,
I don't even know what he looks like.
Brendan's trying to suck your dick.
It's a mental illness, Brendan. You don't like
He's really hot.
I had a touchless thermometer, and I had 2 brand new thermometers, and I kept rotating them just to make sure that each one was correct.
Is anyone looking after you, Seth? You got someone looking after you?
Well, you used to have a
No,
girlfriend.
I'm alone, and Tracy had to leave because I was like, oh shit. Tracy was all worried about getting it, of course.
Yeah.
So we were together all that whole day Saturday, and we were making out and stuff.
I could do the old
finger banged her a couple
switcheroo.
times.
You finger banged her. Never finger banged during COVID.
So she didn't get it?
I'm joking. No,
You can't get it from finger.
Yeah, you
single
can't.
day. Did not get it.
Well, the government of British Columbia said glory holes were okay.
No,
They did.
yeah.
You know, I only finger with a condom, which is double weird.
A finger dam.
Yeah, a finger damn fingers.
So how many times?
She came over a couple nights and cooked me food and brought
That's
me food.
nice.
It was very nice. I stayed upstairs and watched her from downstairs.
Watched her? What, you made her lay on the couch and masturbate?
How many times did you go on the internet and start searching for rare cases where muscle
Breakthrough,
men
yeah,
got
breakthrough
some sort
cases.
of crazy anomaly, bad COVID?
No, you see, I did that already for the past 2 years. That's all I've been doing is Googling and searching for different things that could happen to.
Did it
help
affect your
individuals
gains?
and whatnot? But what I did do was different like symptoms that I was having. I was like, oh, this isn't normal. I don't think this is part of COVID. Like I was having like just muscle.
Oh, this whole like
stabbing
being dumb
muscle pains
thing.
in my back. And I was like, oh shit, that's not COVID, or is that COVID? So I just searched different symptoms that I was having, and I was like,
Do you feel better now that you've had it, though?
Yeah, now that have it over with this variation, I'm sure I'm nervous. I'm gonna catch another variation.
No,
Nah,
you're gonna
you're
be making
good.
out with strangers
Yeah.
in 2 days.
You're good for a while, I feel like, right? Like,
How
I
many
don't know.
times did you look down at your toes and be like, "Are they red?" I know, Seth. I
do.
I worked with a hypochondriac
Yeah.
for a lot of years, and I know the poking your side, looking at your doo doo.
But here's the weird part about hypochondria. This one, I didn't get the be scared of COVID one. There's different variations of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I never have got, like, when we got it over Christmas, because all hypochondria, to me, is just another form of some sort of anxiety.
Yeah.
That is going to be different and is as unique as the person that gets it. So, like, when I had it over the holidays, I wasn't, like, losing my mind. I wasn't, like, freaking out or anything like that.
Sick.
I was just sick. But there are other things that I have that I'll freak out about that Seth won't freak out about.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's all, but, man, I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry that you, like, because when I read your first text, and I won't share it because I did read it in a baby's voice when I read it the first time, and I was like, this is...
I don't care.
I was like, this is bad. I was like, it's all lowercase, too. It was like fast typing. Fast typing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tracy knew because I took the test, went upstairs to brush my teeth or something, and as I was walking downstairs, she's like, baby, she's like, all right, I want you to come downstairs, but I want you to relax.
Oh, Tracy.
That's a
Oh,
worse
my
thing.
God. We should talk to
She's
her.
a goddamn caretaker.
She was standing
She's
outside
about
the
to tell
house.
me that I tested positive, and she's like, okay, before you look, I just want you to take another test. I'm like, what do you mean taking another test? Why would you? And I freaked out. Like,
Why would you say that?
She hit her.
So then I looked at it, and I go, ah! I start screaming, and I'm like, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be okay?
Why? Now, were you holding her against a wall while you were doing that?
shaking her like a baby.
Well,
But
Seth,
the only time I got scared was when it was at, like, my temperature was, like, 101. And I
Oh,
was
wow.
Oh, you got an easy. I hit a
My husband was in the hospital for a week. You're fine.
I hit
I
104.
was just didn't know if it was going to keep going up. I was like, please come back down. Please don't go any higher than that.
But you're
Oh, you were praying? You were praying?
Oh, wow.
Diehard atheist.
I bet you checked it for every second of, for
taking your fever
how many
every 30
hours?
seconds.
Well, Seth, I'm glad you're okay. We'll, we'll get you in next week, all
You
right?
should probably, send in a shirtless selfie so we know you're okay.
That's
No,
true.
this guy, yeah.
Put the
He'll send you a dick pic.
He will.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want a dick pic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Seth,
Yeah, I don't care.
can you send us and get it big and veiny for us?
Who am I texting this to?
Well, you can send it to Tom,
Yeah,
and then we'll
send
pass
it to me.
on to
I'll
Brendan.
just show it to Brendan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Fridays.
All right.
It's
Dick Pic Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you later, man. We love you. Be good.
And I'll show it to
yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
Like everybody I know.
Is it big?
It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've only seen the outline.
It's thick.
But
Yeah, I saw it in some sweatpants, and I was aghast.
Wow.
I was. Oh my!
Is this
Hello.
a banana boat ride?
Yeah, no bigger,
Whoa.
thicker,
So,
veinier,
Maybe
vascular, very vascular.
I had a minor embarrassing thing happen to me yesterday. Where
What'd you do? What'd you do yesterday? Did you work out?
well,
poop
no,
yourself?
it was.
Do you not wear shoes at the gym and stink it all over?
No.
He doesn't wear shoes at his gym, and he stinks up the gym.
disgusting.
And
Home
then-
gym?
No, it's like a
Public.
Yeah.
We
it's
both
a-
go to an old person gym where they strap you in these machines and
You'll
then
get the
they
fungus.
Well, it's kind of like PT for old people.
You're harboring foot mushrooms. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
And then
When
he
you go to the same trainer as your mother-in-law,
Yeah.
it's embarrassing. Anyway,
It's Jane Fonda.
well, it's good for my arthritis.
so yesterday, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, did you get some tacos?
Well, yeah, I did because
taco.
it was-
Yes, Brendan. Thank you. You know what? You two are my. This might be my favorite new combination. Is the Brendan Sam?
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, with the fish
We're bringing
tacos,
the
blah blah
fun.
blah. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, this guy sucks.
It was actually I had to eat some vegan tacos because
Jackfruit?
I'm not sure what it was, but my mother-in-law
I wanted
and
my fruit
sister-in-law
jack this morning. We got nothing.
That's impossible.
came over and they made some vegan tacos. We ate those,
That's just shells, right?
and then Crystal asked me.
Shell.
The grape.
And by the way, be careful what you ask for because now I'm venturing into the territory of too many things, and I'll explain.
What is happening?
Well, my son's got into
I love
swimming.
Uncle Tom
Right. don't say Uncle Tom stories.
Gather around.
But so I've been. I'll explain to Brendan. So I've been wanting my son's Daniel's daughter is super into dance and is into competitive dance and is
She's got a thing.
and she is doing
found a lane, yeah.
competition, 12-hour practice sessions like crazy.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah.
They do these
She
all
works
day.
harder in dance than I do in podcasts.
And you
Well,
intensives.
and people don't believe me, but yes, it is a long thing. Like she'll show up at 8,
Yeah.
and then they'll do a break for noon for lunch, and then she'll get done at 5:30, and that's on a Saturday. Like she'll dance all day long
And loves it.
She is and loves it, and she is 6, and yes, she does, and it's near our house. But no, I'm not exaggerating. It is a very, very, very. It's too much, but she loves it, so I'm okay with it.
So, and I've been bitching about my sons not wanting to do anything because
Which I want,
they're
because
like
I
their
would
old
rather
man.
Maisie stay home with me and play MLB The Show
Yeah.
2022 on Xbox, but she doesn't. She dances all day.
And your
so
boys are a little older.
Not real. No, Max, my youngest, is the same age as Maisie,
They're
and
gonna
then
get married.
Tommy is just
according
a
to
year
her,
older
yes.
than him.
She says that all the time. She's like, I'm going to marry Max.
By the way,
Or Noah.
Tommy's birthday tomorrow.
Competition.
Fucking 8 years old, dude.
Happy birthday, Tommy. I
God
love
damn.
you, buddy.
Yeah.
Team
I mean-
Pickles, Team Pickles. He and I have a team,
There's
Team Pickles.
Too much.
I've
Anyway,
seen that movie.
so anyway, so we got them finally. We just signed them up for the swim. Like it's not swimming class, but it's like they teach you how to swim, and for
Proper
competition,
form,
like
off the wall, strokes, how to dive in, how to launch.
Like proper swimming.
Yeah.
Not just fucking around in the pool.
Yeah. And then
Or
they've been
playing Monster.
They've been liking it, right? And I thought they were going to quit for sure. Like I would have bet on them quitting and them being like, I don't want to go. And I'd be like, oh, fine, I don't want to go either. But they like it. They want to go.
They're good swimmers too.
So I've been happy that they've been wanting to go. But now, like it's summertime, and my wife started presenting to them all this other stuff and like Ninja Warrior class, and then golf.
Let them stick with one thing.
And then so now they want to. She signed them up for all. So now it's golf, Ninja Warrior, swimming.
Yeah.
Also, Tommy is like dead set on doing tackle football in August, and then my wife already talked to the coach, which is insanely cheap, by the way.
It's weird too because the coach is Roddy White.
Yeah, like
It's gonna be an aggressive game.
this swimming class was $400 for like 6 weeks or whatever the hell it was for both of them, and I was like, that was $400, and it was just
Well,
for,
they
like,
could drown.
Yeah, but it's like they
I don't know. That's a life skill.
They swim back and forth.
But I mean, like, I would, if I were like, hey, they could drown if I'm smoking a joint, raise the price.
for tackle. By the way, tackle football coming up in August is every day, Monday through Friday,
Nice.
2 hours a day.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. That's insane.
Yeah.
Also, it includes like the pads, all the
No, this
stuff.
is great.
It's $75 total.
That's dope.
Wow.
How insane is that?
Subsidized.
$75 subsidized by the NFL.
I was gonna say, yeah.
trying to find the next Adrian Peterson. They're like
Also,
70, like that.
It's becoming
That's it.
harder and harder for them to get parents to let their kids play tackle football because of all the injuries.
Yeah.
Is that the Play 360 deal?
I don't know.
365?
Right,
They have
yeah,
like
yeah.
NFL Play 365, which is like the kids, and they pump money into it, dude.
And-
That's awesome.
In a day and age where, it's crazy to me. Because the $75 for Monday through Friday, the damn thing's like from August to October or something like that, and like that's an insane amount of stuff you get for $75. Anyway.
Well, like in aftercare with May, because we can't pick her up immediately like at 2:30 or whatever.
'Cause you don't love her.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's Orlando City does soccer with May, and it's
Yeah.
free. It's just rolled into the price, and because Orlando City
Is paying for
wants you to play soccer and so wants you in purple that they gave her a jersey, they gave her shorts, official socks. She's got
it's
awesome.
It's marketing for them. Also, it's good to find locals that you're going to find the genetic freak athlete.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. Like you want
a homegrown player.
Yeah. For all the Tommies, you're going to get one Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
They've really invested in that like in grooming young talent. You know, they want that. They want that whole system.
Such a perfect name. But
So
it's
anyway.
funny. It's funny too that he wants to do that. I think he might really like that.
He'll never last. I'll bet.
Wow.
But
$1,000.
here's the thing.
What if he's a kicker?
It doesn't matter if he's good.
Can't
It only
kick.
matters if he
Can't
has.
kick?
It
I know,
only
my
matters
son-
if he has a good time.
Can't
Yeah.
kick, can't catch.
It's good that they're trying it now, though.
Yeah.
Look, from going from
You're gonna
like,
have to get him extra
sitting at
pads,
home.
bro, because he's a string bean.
Don't
He's all
dis-
bones.
don't
Yeah.
discourage him.
He's lighter than
No,
Max.
I'm like, go ahead and do it, but make sure he's safe because he's all bones.
Is he
He'll be
fast?
fine.
Is he fast?
No! And Crystal's like,
I've
how
never
is he
seen
going to
him
wear
run.
his glasses? And then I'm like, I don't
Horace Grant? Horace Grant.
So I'm like, God damn it, I have to buy him new like goggles to wear. I'm like,
Oh,
it'll
football
never-
goggles.
And then I tell Tom, I'm trying to dissuade him.
Why?
I'm like, Tommy, it's every Monday through Friday, 2 hours a day, and it's not just
This could be good for him. It could bulk him up.
Yeah,
Yes,
what if he gets-
I want it. I just I'm like, once you get
I'm
there,
stoked
it's good.
for him, dude.
Are his friends doing it? Is that what?
No, I don't know why he wants to
Well,
do
then
it.
let
I
him
have
do
no
it.
idea. I want him to do it.
I hope he proves you so
I-
wrong.
me
I hope
too.
he hits out there, and
I want to be a coach.
I'll be fucking
God.
awesome.
It's my
You don't need anything else to be yelling right now.
We need to make this
Calm
happen.
down.
I don't know anything.
You're going to yell on the podcast, yell on the field. This is
I gotta make this.
disaster.
I gotta drive to your son's school right now and give him a protein shake. We have to make this happen.
yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
bulk him up.
Listen,
we gotta do it.
That's our great video series. Is you get your son ready?
Yeah, like before and after.
You can take him to our old man gym and put him on the old man machines.
I think people may be misunderstanding what I'm saying because there wouldn't be nothing that would make me happier than to have.
But you're afraid he's going to be disappointed.
Well,
or won't be good.
But you need to be disappointed. That's an important part of growing up.
Try it. He's trying things.
If my sons want to play football and I'll volunteer, I'll be the goddamn water boy, whatever I can, just to be there supporting it. Like if he was whatever makes him happy, I'm 100%.
Why do you hate America so much? Just let your son play football.
I want him to. I'm just saying it's not going to happen, Brendan. Same thing with the goddamn rower that's sitting with laundry on it right now.
He's trying all the things. He's trying all the things.
I'm just a realist.
Brendan, were you bullied as a child at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
High school.
And I think it's very important to at least once in your life, or your entire life if you're me, because I'm short, to have people yell at you.
I know.
Hey, you a midget! while you're trying to shoot a basketball.
Nice bag, faggot. It makes you feel so much better when you're an adult.
He's allowed.
Yeah.
You need to,
my people can say it.
You need to hear that, because what it does and what you're not saying is
it's preparing you for life.
It takes the heat off of you as a dad. My dad didn't need to tell me to not play basketball because the kids that were there playing it told me for him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen,
I want
this.
soccer music.
I just am playing it out in my head and telling myself there's no way this lasts. There's no way he lasts in the competitive tackle football.
But it's all about him trying stuff.
I am.
To go from the couch to trying all these different things.
I'm glad it's
awesome.
Yeah. Listen,
awesome.
So anyway, back to swimming.
It is
I'll
a lot.
I'll tell you. I'll video it.
It is a lot, though. And here's the best part. Brendan,
It's never going to happen.
Brendan
Never
said
gonna
something that I did really put in perspective. This goes more to your side, so maybe I am Team Tom, because Brendan goes, well, it is great to go from the couch to Ninja Warrior and football. That's a little extreme. It is a little extreme to go from sedentary to the two hardest
But they're
things.
really wasted a lot of time, and now they're like, man, it's fun to do all this stuff.
Right.
Ninja Warrior?
Now, what is Max chosen?
Well, he wants to do it all too. He wants to do golf, baseball, basketball. He wants to do.
He got
too
a butt
much.
like a baseball player.
I'm just like, pick one. Like you're already doing swimming.
Max
Anyway.
he could be a great baseball player. Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Back to swimming. So I tell my wife, she is Mother's Day weekend, right? So
shit.
She's
You got time.
she planned some sort of
She planned her own Mother's Day weekend?
No, for her mom.
No, damage control.
I already got the gift.
Oh, yeah, I saw it the other day.
Don't talk about it. I'll talk about it Monday. On Monday's BDM
God.
show. No,
If you're not a BDM.
she wanted it.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa, what are you in court?
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I like being.
That's how you lose your voice.
Hold on, wasn't that what that lady was complaining about on Instagram? I just fell into it naturally.
Yeah.
Maybe my wife doesn't respect me, and I don't respect her.
That's good.
Anyway, so she's planning this Mother's Day weekend for her mom, and my mom is brunch on Sunday, and she's like,
This is awesome.
She's like, I need to clean the house.
You're a lucky man.
Can you take the boys to swim practice so I can stay here and clean the house? And I'm like, yes, no problem. So she's like,
I like beer.
you gotta leave in half an hour, or like 20 minutes, or you're gonna be late. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then she's like, where are you going? I'm like, I just gotta go outside and water my plants real quick.
Always the plants.
So, because they're all dying. It's hot as shit outside.
Yeah, mine are struggling.
Yeah, me too.
Except for my angel trumpet. It got its first bloom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Make that into a tea and freak out.
All right.
For the TikTok.
So,
But do it nude
Okay.
and film it.
so
That's a very specific kink.
now,
Yeah.
I like nude freakouts.
Welcome to Nude Freakouts.
I should buy that.
On
URL.
today's episode, we're licking toads and streaking through the quad.
So Sam and Daniel know that I often get distracted easily.
I think we all do.
And I start jumping around from project to project. My ADD is kicked in, and especially it's the afternoon, so my Adderall's worn off.
Yeah.
And
you're more free form.
So I got out there and start watering the plants, and I'm looking at them like, this one has fucking fungus. I'm like, I gotta get the neem oil. So I'm spraying the neem oil, then I get distracted by another plant. I'm tending to that. Anyway, long story short, I think to myself, like, oh shit, how long have I been out here? And I check my phone, and it has been a half an hour. And so I run back to try to get inside the house. The door's locked.
Oh no!
And then
my God.
And then I hear the car
running, and the boys are in there driving away.
And then I run around, and then my wife is angry, she's like backing out of the parking lot. And I'm like, hey. And then I'm like, I told you I was going to take them. She's like, you're back there fucking around with the plants, and we're late.
She's not wrong.
And then I'm like, I've been ready for 20 minutes.
Oh my God, did you hit out the window with a golf club? Tiger Woods. You did a bang out our window with a golf club.
This is all happening in your front yard for your neighbors to see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then your wife drives down the road. She's smoking a cigarette. She passes out the stop sign like Hope Solo. The kids are in the back. She's getting tased. They're trash. Castleberry trash.
So I start telling her, I'm like,
hey, you get back here. I told you I'd take the ball. Are you screaming? That's what trash couples do.
You're out there fucking around with your plants.
I was not fucking around my plants. Fuck you bitch. Fuck swimming. Fuck you.
You promised me.
No. Is that accurate?
No, I just said, I've been ready. I've been waiting for you to tell me. Like, I got distracted.
You don't wait for her to tell you to take the boys. You know when the boys need to be at their swim practice.
It all could have been avoided if you just said, I'm sorry.
I thought you said this was a little embarrassing. This is terrible.
I'm like, this is your fault. You knew I was in the backyard. Just tell me, like, hey, it's time, and then I've been ready.
Oh my gosh.
So she's like, you ready? You got your phone and everything, your keys? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready. So she gets out. I get in the car, and then I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, you ready, boys? Let's go. And then I'm hauling ass because I'm late, right?
Did she really ask, do you have everything? Do you have your phone? Because that sounds like a fucking setup to me, bro.
I tapped my my pants, and I had my phone.
Didn't have his wallet.
And
my pants.
I had my wallet.
Okay.
I'm fine, right?
Okay.
I'm driving down the. I get all the way to the pool, right? Well, I'm like, let's go. I get my I open the back hatch or whatever, get the chair because my ass hurts on the bleachers.
Where's the old man button?
Wow,
you gotta
Get your seat.
Wow.
Yeah. There's other dads do it too.
They all
they're
do.
the ones that taught me.
Okay.
I like that you're aware enough to know that.
He's not, though. Someone told him.
And
The chair was already in there.
Or Crystal bought it.
Yeah.
And then I start looking, because my wife has a newer Chevy Traverse, and it has push start, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
So you don't need to
Heated
put the
seats, air
keys in.
conditioned
Right.
You just need to have the key fob near it,
Oh, man,
right?
I already know.
So I start looking in the the console and stuff for the keys, expecting them to be there, and nothing, right? So I'm like, fuck, no car keys. And then I'm like, but the car is still running at this point, right? And apparently
You have one choice.
you don't need the keys. Like the keys now, I realize, are at the house, right? And
So weird.
so
Mine would honk at me if I didn't have big keys.
Yeah, some of them do.
Yeah.
So apparently, the 2018 Chevy Traverse, you could drive around with no keys, and then like the keys could be a mile away, and it'd still run. So
Good to know.
now, I have one choice,
Steal your car?
or I guess there are a couple choices. But in my mind, I was like, I don't want to text Crystal telling her that I wasn't
Well,
prepared.
she already
Right.
knows. No, she already knows.
Not necessarily, because I
Really?
usually keep my keys in, like, I call it the shoe cabinet in near our front door with my
But you
sunglasses.
didn't go through the front door.
Yeah. So, but she
I
wouldn't
guarantee
necessarily.
she checked as soon as she got in the house.
Well, I haven't got a call yet. Crow will always will call me if they tell me how I've made a mistake. Like she's not gonna keep it under
Like save it close
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
vest.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
think she'll keep it close
No,
to the vest
no,
and
no.
bring it up later?
Straight people are weird.
Yeah, we are. We're very weird.
And so I'm like, well, what do I do here?
You push the boys out, you go back home.
So no,
No, you keep it running the entire practice.
Yeah.
That's my plan, right? So I started.
You know what? This is why we're business partners, because I'm not going to go back, and I'm certainly not going to get caught at by the crow.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it running. I'll check how much gas I have.
How long is this swim meet?
1 hour is the
fine.
swim
Doable.
class.
How much gas is in this?
So I looked at. That's what I looked at.
Yeah,
I looked at how much gas it is, and then I was like, it's idling, whatever. I'm just gonna close this shit. Now I checked to see if the doors would automatically lock. I googled it real quick, and it said the doors won't lock if you don't have the keys.
See, you're smarter than me, because I would have gotten in it, started it, and sat there with the air on for I'm going to set my watch for 15 minutes to see if this thing locks. That's how dumb I am. I wouldn't have even Googled it.
Well, here's the thing.
I would have done my own test.
My sister and mom are also there because my niece Becca is in the same swim class,
Great.
and they'll rat on me. If
I thought maybe they would assist
Well, they're
you.
like, he did it again. And
they're not going to assist you?
Damn.
I've
You got to do damage control. You got to
no.
get to them fast and
yeah.
butter them up.
Oh, yeah.
No. I've done a lot of damage with my family.
I know you have. That's why I'm saying you
And
need to
they're
go
all-
apologize and fix it so they don't rat you out.
They're all mad at my ways, and are quick to tell each other how I fucked up. Again.
Okay.
Anyway,
Very good.
so
Oh,
I
it's the first one of the show. Very good.
I looked up, and it said if I do leave it running, it will turn off after 20 minutes. So I have to go and open the
19-minute
door.
timer's your best friend.
Yes, right? So I was like, I'll just leave it here running, and then every 19 minutes, run back and
By
open
the
the
way,
door and press
this
the
is
button.
also mental illness.
I actually support
Well, it's
this
either
one.
this or admit
Yeah.
to my wife that I fucked up
That's
again.
fine.
Yeah, he's trying not
No.
to get the double fuck up, right?
Not fine.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get yelled at. I support the 19-minute timers.
So I did it one time. Right?
I support. You only need 5 of them.
And then
That's math, folks.
I go there and then I'm like, I open the door, I'm pressing the brake and moving it so
Yeah,
like,
you
the
gotta
car
turn
knows
that-
I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
radio.
I'm
on,
here,
off,
I'm
on,
here.
off, on,
And then I'm like,
slap the steering wheel.
I'm like, I think this buys me another 20 minutes.
Put
right?
your butt in the seat,
And it
jump
did.
up and down. Like those old, remember the old tractors where you had to have the butt touching the, like
Sensor.
an old John Deere. You'd have to have
No.
the seat all the way down for it to go.
Yeah. So then
Who out there just said, "Oh yeah, that tractor"?
I've never been on a tractor. I don't
What
know.
is happening? Who are your listeners?
You're Canadian. You should know about
No.
tractors.
It's in Florida. There's a lot of
See,
tractors.
I'm glad that Tom looked over at me. I got your tractor.
I got your
buddy."
tractor butt.
This is my tractor buddy.
So then I see an old man dressed like a coach start
That was me.
telling everybody something to my peripheral vision, right? And then as he is walking down the bleachers, he's saying, "Hey, someone left their car running in the parking lot."
Yes.
And it is, I
Oh,
believe,
no,
the
I know.
lacrosse coach of the high school or something, because all of a sudden I look and there's a ton of kids with lacrosse gear walking into the parking lot.
Beat him up with your sticks.
and then he's like, "Who has a black Chevy Traverse? Their car's running." And then
Very irresponsible. You're killing the environment.
and then I because
They probably have a no idle
well
rule.
I have no idea.
You looked down at the ground, didn't you?
No, I was like, "Oh, what the hell?" But
You lied.
I was like, "How did that happen?" My son's
You blame the boys for everything.
So then he walks with me into the parking lot. I'm thinking that he'll just go along his round way.
you
whatever.
made him think there was a problem. He's going to take a look, and he was chirping you because he thinks he's like a junior mechanic.
Yes.
Or he's a fan.
Fuck.
And then
That's helping.
no fans.
Nobody listens to this shit. Didn't you see the
It's
lady on
rare.
Instagram? She hates us.
Please tell me you just drove away.
I was like, I walk and he's like, yeah, I heard it running and I thought there may be a problem. Like, leave a car running in the parking lot. Someone could take off with it. I don't know. Like, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Thought
This is
maybe it
weird.
was that correctional officer and
Why
that
not just be
inmate.
honest? Why not just tell him
He
right
cannot.
there?
He
Well,
cannot.
because
Why are
too
you such a
hard.
liar?
it's too long. What am I be like? Oh, I had a fight with the old lady. I got in the car mad. I'm driving and
You
no
would get it.
keys.
He'd be like, "I got you, brother."
No, because like you drove with no keys. Your sons. What's wrong with you?
You're a fucking mess. You have mental problems.
So I just get in the car and I just turn it off.
Yeah. Defeated.
Oh,
Wait, how long did you get?
Yeah, how far did you get?
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Damn. You were
Why not
almost
just move
there.
it? Why not just move the car?
And then I'm like,
Right.
I have a lot of
Dear
questions.
Crow.
Dear Crow.
Then I had to stand in the parking lot, and she drove by, and then I had to stand and just get the keys, and drive away.
Dude, this fuck. Okay, now I want the listeners to know.
That's your karma.
I want the listeners to know that this
sweaty.
story was framed, because we're going to take a break here in a second. The story was framed as, I got a tiny little thing I can add to the list. This is maybe an all-time low with the Crow. This is an all-time Crow low.
This is what happened.
Crowlow. That's the name of the show, I think. It's the Crowlow Show.
It's the constant mistakes that make everybody mad
Okay,
around me.
do you want to know
I'm
why?
bringing
Do you want to know why?
And this is why Samantha's on the brink of
It's like a lampoon's.
Do you want to know why?
Christmas swim meet.
You're like my
vacation.
wife. My wife tried to do it to me today. Andrea's car died this morning. It had this bag light that came on that said airbag failure will not protect you, is what it said.
What?
I'm like, well, that's terrifying. And then I went to start it, and then the whole damn thing, it faded, and then she had Stu, my neighbor, test it, and I guess the battery is fine. But anyway,
That's
my
electrical
point is I
thing.
was having a rough morning.
Yep.
This could have all been avoided if for one thing, you just avoided one thing, not watering your plants. Andrea likes to do this too. She likes to add extra things in when we don't have time.
Oh,
Like
I know.
Andrea,
That's my husband.
Andrea wanted me to go up to the Truist here and get something we need notarized because I'm selling my mom's beach place, right?
Oh.
And I need to get it. I need to get something notarized, and I need to be there. We both need to be there because we're both on the account. But she wanted to do it this morning. I told her, I go, no, I can't. The car's not working. I haven't set up the studio. I'm not prepared. I'm out of my normal workflow. Don't squeeze this in right now. If you just not done the plant thing, why do you feel the need to take every bit of time of every day?
Well, he has
Why?
ADD.
Not to disrespect you. That's not the answer. The answer is
Please.
be honest from the beginning.
Well, I know that's
And if
not
you had just told your wife in the parking lot, like, hey, I'm sorry.
Or if you would have
I'm
taken
sorry.
the 2 seconds in the driveway and be like, you know what? Let me make sure I have everything.
Yeah.
Before you got
Hey,
in
my
the car.
bad. I just love my plants. I
Yeah.
was, you know how I get with my plants.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but there's...
That's not good radio.
You're talking common sense. How dare you?
Well, you guys are smart.
The gays and the ladies know what's up.
Yeah, they really do.
Well, it's
I would lie to Scotty too.
it's constantly
I don't know
thinking
I don't know what I'm telling you that for.
that I can do things in a certain amount of time.
But you know after 40 years that you can't.
It's like not being...
Sometimes I eat a second dinner just because I don't want to tell Scotty I ate dinner without him. So I get it.
Wow,
There it is.
Wow.
Wow, that came out so
being
easy and
honest.
so genuine and amazing.
Yeah, don't tell him.
Sick. I won't.
Don't
I
hurt.
won't. My God.
What I like to do when I'm eating the second dinner that she made me is chew it like I'm eating doo-doo because I'm so full. And then she's like, why are you chewing like
He's
that?
done it too. You know why? I guarantee you he did it last Friday when we were eating tamales from Jesse. And this guy ate like
And they're
9
so
tamales and he
good.
came up and she's like, vegan surprise. Great.
I have a very hard time faking laughter and faking being like something being delicious. It's hard for
And
me.
he also can't tell the difference between good and bad barbecue. I can't figure you out at all.
That hurt a lot of
The
people's
enigma.
feelings. Oh God, let's
Were
take
you
a
a
break.
judge?
Yes.
Tell me on the break.
Let's take a break.
my God.
When we come back, let's talk shorts. Let's talk internet comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brendan's, you got some local things going on you could tell us about?
Yeah, I got a list.
Yeah. Let's do a little music. This is Death Lens. Ooh, the name of the song is Abrupt. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Dan. And,
Oh, it's a mediocre time. Sorry.
what'd you say?
Guys had a corporate
He's in a
time.
corporate
Oh, it's
time
fine.
because he's a
Time's
corporate
fine.
man.
We're keeping it really low key today. We've
You
got
should
Brendan.
probably be talking like this because so you don't blow your voice out
Well,
again.
I'm going to
Oh,
lose
yeah.
my voice today because
Yeah.
I think we either have allergies or we did have a mild COVID.
No, voice
A
COVID.
voice COVID.
Welcome back to A
Oh, there it
Mediocre
is.
Time.
Too loud.
I'm Dan. Hi, we're back. Brendan's here. Brendan
Hi.
O'Connor, Bungalower in the Bus, the radio show that I'd like to I like to think that we sort of,
You're our
much
patrons.
like corn found Limp Biscuit.
Yes.
We are the corn that found the Bungalower Biscuit.
You are the corn that is the bungalower buddy turd.
Yeah. Bungalower buddy, sign up.
Yeah.
I was prepared for today.
Bungalower.com.
Bungalower.com.
Thanks, man.
Real quick, we're doing our first live podcast we've done.
What?
We haven't done in years.
When's the last one we've done one?
I was thinking about that.
Was it the last
I think it was the
hurricane
last
party
hurricane
2
party
years
3
ago?
years
3
ago.
years ago?
Is that
Yeah.
when Seth kicked the bat?
Yeah, I didn't make it to that one.
Yeah,
Is that a
was
euphemism?
Speaking of Seth's bet,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, you get joke
Well,
of the day.
I did get it. I'll tell you in a second. But
Yes.
the live podcast tickets are on sale at tomandan.com. It's going to be at the West End. When you buy tickets for the live podcast and the actual hurricane party. Of course, a full day of bands, Authority Zero, Agrolites. Who else is going to be there?
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake. And then, like, you
40
really...
plus bands.
Yeah, you really have to look at it. It's one of those things where we can hit, like, the headliners. I'm looking forward to, and I can't stress this enough, I'm really looking forward to the Agrolites because they don't tour a lot East Coast. I've seen them once open for Bad Religion. If you like reggae and you like it more traditional and you like that true kind of Northern soul style where you hear the vintage organ, the vintage like amps and guitars, they really kind of like, they take that stuff seriously. So they collect all the interesting stuff that really makes that reggae sound so authentic.
Yeah,
It's hard to explain, but go check out on Spotify anything from the Agrolites, and I guarantee you could put this on a cocktail party and everybody would love it. It's such approachable. It's that very 50s northern soul style of reggae that even Amy Winehouse did a lot of that. It's kind of just that nice little bopping around. Oh, it's so good,
I'm
man.
drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm in.
I cannot wait to see these guys. And Tony Rage was with me. He was Tony Rage then. He's Monjet now. We saw the Agrolites open for Bad Religion, and we both left there. And Bad Religion's one of our favorite, if not our favorite, punk rock bands. And we were like, Agrolites stole the show. Better show.
Yep. Tickets on sale now at tomandan.com. Just on the top link, you'll see it. It's the Hurricane Party.
Yeah, and if you already bought your Hurricane Party ticket for the concert, there is an actual link just for the show as well. I think it's like $25 for just the podcast to add on.
Yes.
So you don't have to buy a whole new ticket.
Nice.
And that involves you getting a free Hurricane Party T-shirt and 2 free drinks for the $25. So it's essentially the live podcast is free.
I love it.
Also, we just opened up all the rest of the year for our Airbnb. You can go to bookairtnd.com. That's bookairtnd.com.
You want to stay?
Yes.
I was going to ask you about that, Brendan, because
We need to get
we need some influencers. Yes.
We got to get some movers and shakers in there, man.
Yeah. And then you post about it, and you're like, "Hey, look at this cool place in Sanford."
Yeah.
And then
we
get the money.
we have a whole straight tripping series where we do day trips to other places. So yeah, we can
All
definitely fold that in. We can do a straight trip into Sanford.
Perfect.
Don't bring Bus Decker, though. Not allowed.
He likes to
It's a
bully us.
liability.
Yeah,
Then the cops get involved.
Yeah,
Well, he is a cop, basically.
my patience with Bus is wavering.
Well, he heard you had somebody on the show the other day, and you guys were making fun of him. And it hurt his feelings a little bit.
Oh, really?
No,
Are
it
you
didn't.
serious?
He's
A
got
little
no
bit. A
feelings.
little bit.
No.
He's got some feelings. I can't make fun of him anymore.
Now I feel bad.
We had to have a little talk about it. Because I go too hard sometimes.
Well, you do go hard. We listen to your show sometimes, and we're like, "Wow, that should have been cut out." Oh, I was like, because I worry about our show, but then I listen to your show.
What do you mean? Like what?
I can't say.
Oh, I go hard on tonight's
You do?
episode.
Oh.
It's pretty rough.
I'll tune in.
Thomas Chapman, the guy in charge of downtown, I kind of he went Downtowner of the Year, and I kind of went off about it.
Oh, I'll be tuning into that.
It's a little political.
Yeah, I'll tune into that too.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of going hard, Seth sent me a dick pic.
Yeah, is it hard?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, wait,
It's hard?
He had that ready.
And
He had that ready.
Either
It's
he had it
archived.
ready,
He had it ready.
or he got one going.
You can't get a boner with COVID.
Seth can.
You know what? I did have trouble getting a boner with COVID.
You did?
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying much because I had that
You were so
headache.
bad.
I had a really bad headache. That was the worst part for me was the headache. But yeah, I didn't do a lot of masturbating.
Well, okay, so How come I haven't seen this yet?
Well, I was gonna show you guys.
Whoa,
on
whoa,
the
whoa,
show.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Huh?
I mean, like you get us into the most amount of trouble of anybody on the show. Is it really a good idea of an owner of a company to just start showing dick pics around the office?
Consensual.
He said it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
how about I leave the dick pic on the table and close my eyes
And just slide it over.
Yeah, then you won't know who looks.
And whoever looks at it.
All right.
It's on
Okay, well, I'll do
consent.
that.
What, like heads
Well,
up,
no.
7 up?
Does it? Is there written? Get him to say it's okay to show this to people.
He's in the
on
chat.
text.
He says it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he said it in
He said, I had it ready, too fatigued to get blood to it right now.
Yeah, you do. You get tired.
yeah, yeah.
to
And
get blood to it. He's talking about it like he's feeding a beast.
Well, I mean, I swear, I kid you not. It looks,
It's a
it
beast.
looks like a Hormel pork loin.
but I can't tell.
Am I going to start fapping in the middle of this?
I mean, I hope so. We've never
As long
had
as it's
that.
not on camera,
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
stay off the camera. I mean, you can do
Make it like a company Zoom
Why
call.
is
you can do facial shots. You just can't do anything below the waist.
I'm not. This is the most bizarre. Like usually.
What is it?
bizarre?
Usually. A
little top hat on?
No, no. So you.
the fuck are
Have
we
you seen
doing
that
today?
puppetry of the penis show? That Australian touring?
So usually, like your penis is tanner than your legs, right? Like,
What does he have, a pale dick?
His
That's
legs.
his Indian name.
His legs are tanner than his penis, which is
Yeah,
weird.
you say penis weird. You go, his legs are
but he's
tanner
a-
than his
But
penis.
he's a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's making his body look tan because it helps the muscles stand out.
True.
So he's got some lotion.
I just
want
to
to
hear you say penis again.
So
Is that what you say to the boys?
I love that I'm hearing you're showing me a dick pic.
Get in there and pull your
I don't think
penis oil.
I don't like. I'm gonna hand this to Brendan.
Hand
and
it to me.
and Brendan can show it to Sam because I'm not showing.
Let me see it.
A dick pic. I'm
Come
gonna
on.
be sitting in court.
Let me see it.
Like they're gonna be
I can
like,
show it to you. I'll show it
Look,
to
we're
you.
the owners. Right now, they're not
Let's
in
go around the
trouble.
circle.
Okay, all right, here. I'm gonna show it
Put
to
it
you.
face
We'll
down,
just go
face down.
clockwise.
Okay, face down.
Just put it face down
Okay.
on my
We'll
hand.
go clockwise.
Face down.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Stop.
Come
Okay,
on.
is this real?
I think it's real.
I recognize his house.
Holy!
That's his house.
So impressive. You know what it looks like? There's a guy in porn that has a big ween like that. That it's so big, like it's like when he was a baby. It grew 3 inches real fast. So the 3 inches that grew real fast is pale because like we're all out of melanin or whatever's in your body. We just got to
Something
put
happened.
Well, does he do like OnlyFans stuff?
His
girl
girlfriend
does.
does.
I
yeah.
mean-
I've been telling him to start
Should
doing
I give it to
but-
Brendan?
Yeah, show
Yeah,
Brendan.
we're
That's
doing-
why I'm like, why doesn't he just do it if he doesn't care about people seeing his
Don't
dick?
put it on
know.
camera.
Wow.
What is that? That's good.
It wasn't a bad.
I can even
You
tell
didn't
it's
say
good.
bad.
Turn it.
I can tell what's good or bad. That's good.
Well, the circumcision scars. you know,
Right. That's what you're
interesting.
seeing.
That's
That's
the
what-
discoloration.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
but
I-
you're seeing
Yeah,
seeing
but his
rapid
legs are so
growth.
tan.
I think his dick got bigger
Okay,
from the
now-
steroids.
And I have to say, it's nice to see a dick pic where the bedroom behind it looks clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
you know what?
Like
Look
it's
at
not
that.
a messy room.
Look at that pube blend. That's a damn solid pube
Good
blend.
job. Good job.
His
Although-
house is decorated immaculately.
They need
This
to-
is
And he's
bizarre.
got a
Weird.
fade. He's the only dick I've ever
Okay.
seen that's got a fade.
All right, now Samantha's gonna look at it. This is
What
this is
happened to the back of your pop socket?
it fell off a long time ago.
All right, we got. Am I supposed to be describing this?
Oh my
not
God!
like- it's not
Holy
like-
crap! It blew your ponytail out.
It's not like the biggest dick
No.
I've ever seen.
Her ponytail went straight
Hold
like
on, this
your-
is inappropriate.
Your ponytail
This
straightened
is-
out like Pikachu's tail.
Someone's gotta sign some paperwork. You can't be looking at. Like he comes in
Quite
here.
the curve.
It does have a curve. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting.
But leaning over like the senator. It's an old tree.
You just need Tracy to smoke near it and pass out.
Yeah, if you
Anyway,
knock on it,
that's,
it's hollow.
That's something.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Although
Well, say
It
Seth.
is. It is super pink on one end.
I recognize it.
but it's there.
Super pink.
Something familiar about it.
Also,
Yeah, I know. I know
I've
there
seen
is.
that before.
I think I've seen it before too.
You gotta buzz those pubes down a little
But
more.
Oh, really? I thought it was pretty good.
I need
I don't
some
know.
sort of reference. Like
I could give you reference, but it's going to be real sad because what I just described. If you looked at me, I just kind of looked
Also,
like
get your feet out of the picture.
you don't want the Oh yeah, that's
I don't
true.
want his duck feet in there.
but I think that's because it's like
Oh, now you hurt his feelings.
When
He's
you-
saying
my penis is straight.
It is not straight, sir.
Not in that photo. Send us another
Yeah,
one.
maybe it was just a bad photo.
Straighten it out and lay it on a cutting board so I really know what we're up against.
We do need some context, like a pop can or a banana or remote control.
True Canadian after dicks with pop
Spectrum remote.
cans.
It's like when my buddy catches a bass. He's holding it so close to the camera. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
it looks way bigger
Yeah,
than.
for scale, we need some kind of.
Well, you
To hold it parallel to your head.
You know what would really...
You're clearly like a beautiful man. He looks like a gladiator.
Here's what we need. We need your dick on a cutting board, and then next to it, for just so we can see the size and scale, Tracy completely nude.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did he say if he did any?
You might want to
OnlyFans?
delete that off your phone just in case your kids.
Oh, God.
Send
Send it to that friend that you messed up the text messages 2
Oh, yeah,
weeks
the
ago.
titty pic.
Yeah.
The screenshot titty pic.
My sons will have no idea what that is.
Way to go, Dad!
Look at it like,
They've never seen
Fortnite,
anything like that. Yeah. Because they are uncircumcised, so they're like, what the fuck is that?
But they've seen yours.
Yeah, but
That's
they don't
what
look
it
at that. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so let's talk internet here.
I had to turn the air down.
He named his dick Saturn.
No, come on.
He did?
Because
That's
of
what
the,
he said,
Because of
because
the ring.
Yeah.
Because it's next to Uranus?
Oh,
Ah.
good one. Yeah, this
My
guy- this
God.
guy's got the goods.
Oh, wait, but did he answer if he's done OnlyFans? Did he say that in the chat?
He'll do whatever you want.
What do you want? What do you want?
Yeah. Like if I ask Seth to do anything, he'll do it.
All right, let's do it.
I think he might be big
Oh, he
enough.
said he sent the picture to your wife, Tom. Dude, you're gonna blow your voice out.
Because that was real. Did you see that?
I almost wish I'd taken a picture with my
Me
phone.
too.
of your
I took
phone.
one with my memory, though.
I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget
I'll
it.
send it to whoever
I can't
wants.
look at him when he comes in the studio next.
I mean, like,
I
I
will.
want to, like,
I'm gonna
if
text
he
it
were
to
here right
Tony.
now,
Tony.
I'd shake his hand, I'd give him a big hug, and I'd be like, God damn it.
Hold on.
I've never been more proud.
I'll text it to Tony. Tony can text it out to all the BDMs. Text
I don't think we can legally do that.
Yeah, we
No?
can do whatever we want. It's America.
yeah, that's what I. That's
Yeah.
what
It's a closed membership. It's a membership.
Yeah.
If you want
Unsolicited.
if you want
Yeah, unsolicited dick pics are no good.
Well, we could say like, "Hey, watch out."
I always said that about the shit video, and everybody got mad about
yeah,
it.
we'll say like, hey, soliciting.
Anyway,
5 seconds.
back to the internet. So,
Old man button, old man button.
I wish this show was just called Back to the Internet. That's a great show name.
It's full of dick pics, too.
speaking of inappropriate videos, Melissa, our awesome video editor, she
Well, it sounds like you're buttering her up to
Well,
maybe take her to task.
no.
She's my best friend.
She does everything correctly with like zero input from us, and does
She's so
every
good.
single decision she makes. I'm like, that was good.
She's so funny.
Anyway, so she edited together a video of us. I think it was the last show, right?
So funny.
Last
so.
Friday's
Yeah,
show
yeah.
when we were talking about the people that shit in grocery stores. You've seen this, right, Brendan?
It's the first thing I saw before I came here. I opened up my TikTok unsolicited. It was in my feed, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, it's another clip." And then someone's pooping.
Yes, yeah. So, and we were joking around that this
Logorrhea.
happens, and yeah, and
The old
Melissa
logorrhea.
put a funny spin to it or whatever, and she said like, warning, graphic content. Anyway, there was a person that wrote a comment that said, Daniel,
I
you
got
do
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what exactly did she say?
All right, so for our video, it said, warning, this content may be disturbing to some viewers, and then obviously hashtags, and then she put, and I won't read her name, but it says, you guys have no respect for your wives. That's just the comment.
Yeah. So then we were like, what is she talking about? Like, does she think the video of the lady shitting on the floor of the grocery store is our
one of
wives?
your
Like, what is, like, we couldn't figure it out because then we re-listened to the clip, and that has nothing to do with any insulting our wives or whatever. And we do plenty of insulting our wives on the show.
Sure.
So I can understand, but the clip had nothing to do with it. So we were like, why did she write this, right? So Daniel,
Well, I wrote how so from the Tom and Dan account just to see what she'd say.
And anyway, long story short, she just heard Daniel and us. We were
No, it was Daniel. It wasn't you guys.
I was getting it on too because we were making a joke with the Sanford 3 on another show,
Yeah.
completely different. There's nothing to do with the clip where Daniel.
Completely different show too. A
Yeah.
corporate time.
Yeah.
where Daniel was talking about like it's not a bachelor party unless you cheat on your wife, and then we started going into it.
Talk about how you're supposed to grab boobs and how you're supposed to, get lap
anyone with
dances.
half a brain would realize that that's satire.
Oh, did you unplug it? Oh, yeah.
It falls out.
That happens a lot.
Hold on, I'll turn you off here, and then we'll plug you back in.
So
Here, I got you.
Anyway, so then we basically concluded that she heard that segment and then decided just to write, like, you guys are so disrespectful to your wives on just a random...
Just any post that we made.
post that we made.
Yeah.
Which...
Dumb old lady.
We were like...
It's just something that was sitting in the back of her mind. She saw that. And she was like, this is the camel straw back thing.
Yeah.
She said a respectable husband wouldn't be telling everyone on the air that it's okay to cheat on your girl when you have a bachelor party. That's not right! Exclamation point. By the way, 2 people liked that comment.
Really?
One of them me, the other our Tom and Dan live account. I liked it. I wanted to feel included. I didn't want to be mean to her.
So I was like, well, isn't it a well-known thing that when you make a comment on a post that it should be about that post and not just a general comment? And then Sam was talking about that, and I'm in a bubble a little bit because I only really interact with BDM group, right? Or listeners of the show. I never make comments on strangers' videos or like people that I don't know. Directly because they don't know me, and so they don't know how it's going to come off. So if I make a joke, like, people are going to think I'm being a dickhead to some stranger, right?
Yeah.
So I never do that, but a lot of people do. And then Samantha was talking about, like, people don't know how to use social media still. The people don't understand how to interact and stuff.
Especially older people.
She really doesn't look older.
She doesn't look that much.
No.
She looks like she's probably in her 30s.
But on the inside,
And
I don't know. I can't look on her inside.
the emperor.
And it reminded me of like something I said a while ago, where it's like if you saw a homeless guy on the street pushing a giant cart of blankets, dressed in fatigues, and he started yelling at you about why gas prices were so high or how vaccines only, like, you wouldn't even...
You don't engage.
You wouldn't engage. You'd be like, nah, thank you. You'd be like, get away from this guy. But if that person's on social media, you'll be like, what is this person saying? Oh, I got to tell him he's wrong. And it's a weird psychology that we don't even ever factor in where the voice is coming from or who who it's coming from, the source.
We get people, I'll write about an event and someone will be like, oh, how do I vend, or I'd love to vend at your event. And I'm like, lady, I wrote about it. We're a news site. We're not hosting this stupid thing over at House of Blues. Like people get so confused about that. Yeah, or like, what's happening? They'll just ask me questions that have nothing to do with the story that we just wrote about.
Is it too easy to post?
Yes.
Like,
what? Is that a question?
Well,
yes.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, should there be some limit to everybody? Like,
freedom of speech, Tom. How dare you?
I mean, well,
hate America.
And then when you reach it, you could pay, and then like 50 cents per post.
Pay to say.
And then at least
you want to cut out some riffraff here. Is that what you're trying to do? Like you're trying to price them out?
Well, it's like when you're selling something on Facebook Marketplace. Every single person will be like, "Is this still available?" And it just moves on.
They never
and then
respond.
You're like, "Yes, it is." And then they never respond. You're like, "Why did you send the thing if you didn't care?"
Why
it's too
is
easy.
Everything on Facebook Marketplace is just a hot woman or hot guy holding the item, and the item is $1. And I'm like, this is a crazy land. This is a crazy land.
That's your algorithm. I haven't seen any of that.
Oh, it's all $1 Jordans, $1 Ford Mustang,
and then you read it. It's like $1,000.
No, there's just a hot person with the item $1. I guess you're supposed to message them or something. I don't know what the scam is.
So, Brendan, how many
angers me
times you encounter someone that either doesn't know how to operate social media
all
or
the time.
Okay,
all the time. Actually, we just got an email about an event post that we had on our website from 2017, and this guy was like, "Hey, I just saw this, and I want you to remove it because I don't want people to find it when they Google my dad." And apparently, his dad was a musician, and that's what the event post was about. And our canned response is, we're not going to take anything off the internet. That's not how the internet works. Once it's up, we leave it. Dude, like, get over it. But I felt bad, so I removed it. But I also...
what? You had an event and his dad was a musician
from
that was
2017. Yeah, it was like we just had it in the online calendar.
So why did he care?
I didn't want to get into it. That was a whole rabbit hole that I was
Okay.
not ready for.
I want to know. Now I want to go down the rabbit hole.
Because people are insane and they think like, oh, my name's on the internet. Like,
Doesn't his dad want to be famous if he's a musician?
I scraped every mention of my dad. When he died, the internet died with him.
There's people like that, and they try to control that narrative about them or their family members, and we get that all the time. But also, like, don't put it up. Don't put it on the internet if you don't want it to stay there.
True.
Like my XTube site, like you just
it's there. It's out there.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
you got to get through college.
This lady, she continued a little bit because she was definitely, she's definitely in a place where she feels like she's a better person than us. Because I said back to her, it's also not real. Everything that you heard.
Yeah.
I mean, and then trying to get her to understand that you
Hey,
do
this is a
realize
show.
that
Yeah.
these are like, we're using our imagination to
Make you laugh.
make satire and weird and outlandish things are being said only for the amusement of people listening.
It's
and if you
entertainment.
if it's not amusing to you, which is completely possible and very likely, then it's not for you. I said it's also not real, but go on with your judgy self. We've been happily married longer than most, which is true. You've been married how long? Almost 20 years now?
Oh my God, I know this is a test.
I've been married.
and how long have you been happily
I think I'm
married?
15. I think I'm maybe
idea.
15 or 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm somewhere in there. I'm double digits for sure.
It seems like an eternity.
We've had no divorces, which is true. And I'm not saying that having a divorce makes you a bad person. But in the case of this argument where you're going to put yourself above me, since we're already there, this lady, your account is private, which leads me to believe that maybe you've had a divorce. So if we're going to play this game, I'm better than you because I've had no divorces.
You're spiraling, buddy.
No, but I'm just saying, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Don't engage with them.
No,
She's
but
winning. She's winning because
but
you're
I'm
still
the
thinking about it.
engager, right? I thought that was what I was supposed to show here is that I'm the engager. You're never engaging. And then she said, I'm very loved. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, my God.
Then your whole show is fake?
Yeah.
And I said, the jokes and exaggerations, yeah, they are.
And she didn't rant. She didn't.
She didn't write anything back.
Another weird thing.
She's at home on her couch with sad music playing, and she's just questioning all of her life choices.
No.
Just sitting there alone with her
She
cat.
doesn't care. That's the beautiful part, right? Is that most of those people, once they
she
mix it
cares.
up, they don't care.
Well, what's weird is why people get mad about like other people's business. Like, for instance, why is she getting mad about us, even if it was real?
Because she's invested.
Like, making fun of our wives, though. Like, but she's not our wife's friend or family.
But she feels like she knows you, and she's invested, maybe.
I don't know
right?
if she's a
There-
listener.
Or it's a projection.
or
Maybe
it's a
maybe
projection.
her husband or ex-husband was disrespectful to her and may or may not have cheated on her.
Well, that's not my problem. I didn't do that.
Yeah, but people
It's-
do that all the time.
it's
They
weird.
project their shit on
Hey,
other
well,
people.
handle your business.
Why are you doing that?
Go handle your business. Maybe if you weren't an old bitch, you wouldn't have got cheated on.
Oh, send your emails to Dale Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't get cheated on because even though my dick's inside my body, when it comes out, I slang it
But why?
once a month.
What just happened?
That's the most confusing thing to me.
What just happened? You just admitted you're having an X-Men dick.
Oh, it's tiny. It's so tiny now.
Is getting mad on behalf of someone
Of
else.
women all around the world.
Oh yeah, or
It's
just like
how
I'm getting,
dare you?
Like this guy is making a joke about his wife, so I'm mad that he's doing that.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I don't know his wife. I don't know what his wife thinks about it. I don't even know where it's coming from. I don't know the relationship. But like, what? Why is it my business? I don't know them.
She's sticking up for womenhood. You
Yeah.
know?
Is it just that?
For the
Yeah,
sisters.
it's been a bad week.
But if no one asked you to,
Okay.
context.
Yeah. Hold on. All right. I would put that.
National context.
Been a
for
rough week. Okay. I understand that. Yeah. Maybe you were a little saucy earlier. You got this and you're like,
And we
enough
don't know
is
what's going
enough.
to trigger people. People
I
get
can-
triggered by
I
things
can
all
see
the time.
that.
but what
Good
if?
point.
What if
Trigger
you're in a
warning.
relationship where they want that? You don't know, right? It's like you know,
Right.
like people that get mad about how other people's relationships would work. It's like that's their business. They can handle and do their relationship
called-
the way they want to.
called
People just like to
attribution,
argue,
right?
Yeah.
and complain.
It's
just
attribution. Like it affects how you. If someone else's relationship is different from mine, it makes me question my relationship, right?
Yeah,
that's weird.
No, you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Because anything that makes you give pause, anything that makes you backtrack and then
Yeah.
get a realization within yourself, if you don't like that, you'll give a little pushback.
Yeah. Yeah,
Makes
like,
sense to
like
me.
gays getting married and some
Yeah.
of them are open, and they bring in a third person, and then people get really mad. And they're like, "What are you doing with that third person? That's not
and it's
marriage.
like, why do you give a fuck?
Yeah,
Why
why
do
do
you
you
get
get
married
that?
for?
It's like a
They're-
jealousy too.
It is
Yeah.
a jealousy thing, but if you say it's a jealousy thing, then you almost admit that maybe a part of you is gay. And if you do that,
Well,
then you're gay.
Or
And if you do
you
that,
gotta do butt stuff.
yeah, then you got to do butt stuff. That's the
And
law.
wear
That's
glitter
wrong.
and go watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and that's what happens
All
when you're
in.
gay.
Or that spiraled too, man.
Yeah, there you go. Oh.
Yeah. Or like this person gets to fuck two people, and
Yeah.
I don't.
I wanna fuck two people.
So
At
then you
least.
get
But my
mad
church
about
would
it.
look down on it.
I mean, like,
bizarre.
without getting mad at a certain person for doing that does make me mad. I want to fuck everybody.
Because you love people.
I do. I'm a lover.
So, Brendan, let's go over some things going
Yeah,
on.
where can we
locally.
go?
well, I know where he's going to be tomorrow, but I'm mad that I didn't know about it till like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and apparently this has been a thing for like 25 years or something.
Rockin' Robinson.
Yeah, how come we've never heard about this?
You've never heard
It's
of it?
right down the street from us.
I
It's
know.
their failure.
I know.
We were talking about this the other day. There are so many things. Like I feel like it's like,
crazy.
And there was a time where it's like there was one strawberry festival.
Oh, yeah.
and everybody knew when it was, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, that's the one thing. And now like there are giant events going on next to us that we've never even heard of.
Yeah, street
It's
parties,
crazy.
street
Also, now that
closures.
we're open babies in full effect, there's an event every single goddamn day.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up.
And they're all busy.
Yeah.
Which is the
Yeah,
thing.
they're
I
all
don't know where all these
slammed.
people are coming from. Because
They all moved here.
that's true.
Seriously.
And people, when they just move here, when they find you, because we get a lot of like newcomers to Orlando who find Bungalower because their friends are like, oh,
That's
this
a great
is a great place.
site.
This is where you can go find things to do.
Great
And
site.
they go hard. Like new Orlandoans, they will go to like 5 events in one day. Like they hop. And I love that. It's crazy.
Before we go on, is there a thing now? Because you know how like
Probably.
it's been going on social media that Florida is the most expensive state
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So my wife sent me. She's like, check out the difference in price in My Chemical Romance tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Fuck that. I was not going to that. Remember, I was telling you I wanted to go see Midtown that was opening for them, and I'm like, it's like $300 and something for the cheapest tickets.
So
because
why?
touring's expensive.
So I started like so she sent me this like screenshot of My Chemical Romance like touring dates, and then this like Wednesday it's at New Jersey. Tickets $93. Then that same day it's another New Jersey show, and then Florida. Then and they're all around $93, $35 in different states or whatever. Florida $250. Mm-hmm. That much of a difference?
Yeah.
Is
No,
it just
by the
because
way,
Florida?
Why is
Tons
that?
of bands hate coming to Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't. They'll just pass over Florida. They'll come to Atlanta.
Yep.
I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why.
More is triple the price?
But I mean,
and
they're
it's in like
is it
It's like
demand?
Sunrise, Florida too. It's some weird.
I
Fucking
mean, they're a good
South
ass
Florida.
band. They're not easy to see.
is this
right?
happening
Is this a
everywhere?
reunion deal? Is this like we're coming back together to go on
Yeah, it
tour?
was supposed to happen in
Yeah,
2020.
I remember that.
But I'm saying
Okay.
why Florida
know.
so much more
Don't know.
expensive? Is they just
Maybe
they
less shows in the States? Is that?
I
maybe
think it's
that's-
one show in the entire state.
Yeah, so they have to bring all their stuff down here and then bring it all the way back. So
And that's
there's a
from
cost
them. That's
associated.
not like off a StubHub or a
Oh, there you
Ticket
go.
Web or
I
something.
think that's the starting price. That's before there's convenient
Whoa.
fees and service fees, and that's when it's past $300.
But I never
crazy.
saw this before.
Me
with other
neither.
like other bands
Smaller
have
venue?
come down to Florida.
I don't know the venue.
But it seems like there are expensive like for whatever reason they're upping the price of just Florida tickets in other ways too.
I
Punishing us
honestly-
for not being able to say gay.
I would have gotten that one wrong though. Like, cause to me, like, I would have said premium ticket because that's a coveted ticket. Like, anytime you say that band, people are like, oh yeah, you can't get to see them. So, are you guys gonna go? You should go.
Hell no, I don't care about. Well, I don't know what my wife wants to do, but
For that
I
I'm
didn't
not
know your wife liked
Yeah,
My Chemical
I
Romance.
mean, I didn't have
I don't
anybody
think
to
she-
go with. I'd go with your wife.
I don't think she does necessarily either. I think she just saw the difference
Yeah.
in price and
Yeah.
she's like, "This is weird."
Can we find that with another artist? Could we find like the artist coming in?
Well, someone just said that Limp Bizkit tickets were $250 in Tampa.
Whoa.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and then they just canceled at a venue because the venue said that they were concerned that they didn't feel like the Limp Bizkit show would be safe, so they just canceled it on Limp Bizkit. They're having some issues
Why even
like
book it then?
Well, and
I don't
that's
know.
because that what was the? I just saw the documentary that Limp Bizkit played. It's
Warped Tour 99 or whatever the hell.
Was that what it
or
was?
Not Warped Tour, sorry. Woodstock 99.
Woodstock 9. Did you watch that
Oh,
documentary?
yeah.
I saw that.
It was pretty bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
nuts.
A lot of bad
The
stuff.
shit that was happening.
Literal shit. Literal shit that was happening.
But then those followers, like those same people who love that band, now they're reinvigorated right now, right? And then with him back out on
No,
tour,
it wasn't.
I'm sure
Don't
that's
blame
the
Limp
thing.
Bizkit for it. Now he's doing this whole dad bit.
I like
It's
Brendan
fine.
blaming Limp Bizkit.
I'll blame him. Yeah.
I'm a Limp Bizkit fan. How dare you?
See how mad you are?
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay.
Point proven.
I know. Look how triggered me and
I'm
Sam
saying
are.
you're about to throw your shoe
Hold
at me.
on.
My God.
Damn.
Give me that dick
How
pic
dare
again.
you.
Give me that dick pic again. I gotta relax. Oh, give me that dick pic.
He's
Ah.
screaming to break stuff.
He blew up a boat in the Bahamas. Remember that?
All right, Brendan, what's going on locally?
Well, do you want to do events or you want to talk like news stuff?
Oh yeah, news, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you got, man. We're
I
easy.
forgot
Choose
what
your own adventure.
We don't know what we told you.
I'll talk about all the things. So Rocket Robinson,
Yeah.
you brought that up. We're going to be there tomorrow. It's like a street party concert thing that's taking place in the Milk District behind like Sports Town and all those little
Yeah,
businesses.
Bull and Bush. Yeah.
Traditionally, they do it in the street, but I don't know why they're not doing it this year. It's all going to be behind
Streets
the
got
businesses.
COVID.
Streets got COVID, bro.
It's extra money to get the street closure off.
Yeah, we know all of
the
this.
city.
Yeah,
It's
Put
expensive.
it behind Sports Town.
Just as good.
Yeah, just put it right back there.
And
By the way,
we're-
I've been to Sports Town before.
I love it there.
Population, all
Ew.
the sports. I don't know. Didn't know where to go with that.
I liked it though. You got the key to the city. I don't know. It was funny.
It's
in my head, too.
keep going.
There's no jokes about sports on that land. We'll be there for their buddies. We have that membership program with the keychains, and if people come up with their keychain, they get a free drink. For me, I'm selling the books that John and I are doing.
All right.
I
Hard
call
Rock
it your
gave us a
book
bunch of
now.
tents. Yeah. All right.
Go
Thanks.
ahead and tell John that. Go ahead and inform John that we now call it the Bungalower Guide to Orlando.
Yeah.
Let him know that we've been ripping the covers off the copies that he gave us and putting our own copy that says the Bungalower Guide to Orlando.
I appreciate
starring Brendan O'Connor.
I would like to do one. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll be there 4 to 10. Live
Nice.
music. lots
4
of
to
drinks.
10. That's a haul.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I might leave
10
early.
p.m.
I'm really going to stay until all the drinks are gone.
Yeah.
And I'll be the one drinking them.
Yeah.
So who knows how long I'll be there? But 4 o'clock it starts. And actually, that coincides. Have you ever been to Iron Cow?
Yes, I have.
Because they're reopening now.
Okay.
Because the city kind of shut them down. They had this big political thing, and actually, Iron Cow has been shut down for like 2 years because they didn't have enough parking. They took some of their parking spots to make an outdoor patio, and then
Is this a bar?
it's a bar.
That's how old I'm an old man. I'm like, Iron Cow. What's that?
I have no idea.
I'm riding
Oh,
an
no?
Iron Cow.
No, it doesn't matter.
Is it downtown? Where is it?
In the Milk District?
Okay.
They're reopening the same on tomorrow for the
Nice.
first time in 2 years after a lawsuit against the city to reopen because the city was giving them a hard time. They lost their liquor license
Oh,
at
man.
that time.
That
They tried to
sucks.
get a new one, and the city said, well, now that you're reapplying for a liquor license, we're going to treat you as a new business, and you have to do all
Oh,
these
God.
other things. And like, we've been open for 2 years. What are you talking about? You're just putting us through this. So they sued them and they won, which is great because
Wow.
there's been a lot of permitting stuff with the city that they get away with because they make their own rules.
I hate that it's so one-sided in the fact that you're a small business and you're trying to like feed your family and operate and have employees, and you spend 2 years suing the city, where it's probably just one dickhead that was like fucking with you. And then when you win, they're like, all right.
Fine.
Like, there's no recourse.
You
Like,
proved your point.
they say it doesn't matter.
Wasted all that time.
I hope
money.
you got damages.
And then the
like-
one dickhead just goes on, and then you're
Sometimes
like,
you don't.
I've been 2 years with no, I
mean,
can't provide for my family.
When Lazy Moon was going to open their new spot in Mills 50, their second restaurant,
Yeah.
they were about to open, and then this guy, it's the same dickhead inspector that a lot of people complain about, came through and was like, oh, you don't have the right sprinklers. You have to put in sprinklers. Cost them $30,000, delayed the opening by a couple months.
Why do you need sprinklers?
Open fire from the pizza.
Oh, fine.
Like-
I thought you were talking about like landscaping.
Oh, no, like
I
fire
would be like,
sprinklers.
you can eat my dick. I'm not putting in landscaping sprinklers. Not doing it. That's how dumb I am,
Well,
really.
if you win the lawsuit, they should fire the employee. He'd be like, you know what? You were fired.
guys
Like,
just all this
some
stuff.
recourse.
You're treating it like a challenge in the NFL, like where you throw it, and then if we're right, you lose a fucking timeout.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I like that.
It would help things.
Yeah, you put some nuts on the. No, you got to put some something of value in there, and then that way you won't have these frivolous like dickheads going out there and doing it if they know they're going to get a blemish on their record. That's true.
There's a lot of businesses that don't even end up opening because of these things, these weird random roadblocks. It could have been addressed at the very beginning when they're like having an initial meeting. Hey, we want to do this. The city should be presenting people with a menu of shit that they have to do. Like, these are the hoops you have to jump through. But they're always encountering these new hoops right before they open that nobody thought about until the very end. And I don't know how that's legally possible. Like, if someone did that with me, you'd bet I would sue, because you're costing me time, money, and effort.
And it's also, it's not like the city has some computer, like a supercomputer, that we're like, all right, here's the facts or whatever. It's just whatever dickhead works for the city can never be fired. That how they feel that day is how they really.
It's a power thing too, right?
Yeah.
It's give them a little bit of power, and they're going to abuse it.
Well, it's
like security guards at the goddamn Amway. Or something. You're like, hey, I'm working here. Can I just go to the? And they're like, no.
Your bag is semi see-through, not 100% see-through.
I hate to go back to sports analogies, but it's the same reason I hate like referees. And why don't we have computers? Why is this left up to humans?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, why? I mean, we could make it efficient, and then nobody'd even bitch about it. Like, you call it a strike, I call it a ball. Like, don't do that.
There's
just
like
get the
AI,
computer in there.
There's an AI thing that just tracks with all the video and just says what it is.
They have it. They have all that stuff.
Anyway, what's next?
Kim Kardashian came to town and she borrowed a dress from Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I read that on bungalower.com.
Oh. Hold on, what was this?
She wore the Marilyn Monroe dress to, what was it, the Met Gala?
Yeah, the Met Gala. She came down with Pete Davidson. Everyone's like, oh, why are they in Orlando on vacation? But it was really because she wanted to steal this dress, which apparently was the most expensive dress ever bought at auction. They bought it for, I think,
$6.7 million, I think.
Yeah. About 4.8.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah, but still, couple million.
I like how I came in correct with a specific number, too. That's how you know an authentic liar.
I should have just gone with it. If I was a gentleman, I would have just
Nah.
So Ripley's Believe It or Not was auctioning it off?
Well, they just have it in their collection, and
they
she found out
for that amount. They bought it. To
have in the collection, and so Kim came down and borrowed it. Which at that point, like, if they bought it for that amount, like, what did she have to promise to them in order to wear it? And she just wore it for the beginning and then swapped it to a replica.
How the hell did she get in it?
She lost weight.
It's like regimented.
But
she lost a lot.
They deflated that ass a little bit.
Marilyn Monroe has a frog ass.
That's the. I think I might have been listening to you.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
No. You're great. I think that there is a rumor. A couple of things. This is going to tie into something that I want to say, but I don't want to say it crudely. There is a rumor that she did have her Brazilian butt.
Oh yeah,
like
if you look at her pictures from like 4 months ago, her ass was literally 3 times the size.
There is a rumor that her ass can be adjusted medically on the fly to make it fit into certain clothing. I read this on the internet.
No.
All right. I mean, I'm not saying it's real. I'm just saying what I read on the internet.
Like she presses a button and it inflates like a mattress?
Like a Reebok pump. No, like where a doctor can go and almost like there's a port where she can plug in and change the size of it to let it... Because she had to lose weight to fit in that, and plus I've been Googling her body.
There are massive differences.
And not only are there massive differences, but and I want to be respectful here. If she were standing,
you don't have to be respectful.
Nah, well, whatever. If she were standing right here in front of us, do you think, like I think, because my thoughts are, if she were standing right here in front of us nude, that her body would be very strange looking. It would be the contouring of it would not look like a normal human body of her age. I'm not saying she's not going to look good. I'm just thinking like there's going to be like, you remember how Madonna has that shelf ass now? That weird ass frog ass?
It's not natural.
It's not natural. There's something about it.
You should have a droopy bulldog ass at that age.
You should have a droopy, but do you have a droopy bulldog?
What?
My ass is a sag. If I didn't have jeans on right now, my ass would be spilling out of my shorts.
You got to do squats.
My ass would be spilling over. My ass goes like this. It comes out and it goes over my chair.
Do you ever wear padding?
I
bet Kim's wearing padding.
Like Daniel,
around her.
Yeah, around her butt.
like Daniel's body is naturally unfortunate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like
that's
everybody
so
should be.
I
you know?
have I have the body.
That's true.
I have the body of a steamed oyster.
That's not true.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And you've been working on it. You look so handsome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But you're right. But
Mean.
the port thing is weird.
I read it on the internet. It's on Reddit.
Because-
put it on Reddit, Sam.
Would it be
Not
like
true.
because now like I've seen? Have you ever seen a dialysis port? Like I imagine
That's what they said. The little brown thing, and you like
There's
Neo has the
no
back of his neck in the
way.
Matrix.
A Neo S.
like you could
You got a Neo.
It's funny because those were like it's kind of believable, right? Like you could do that, I guess.
You could,
but there's no way.
But it's also like, is that disturbing to like Pete Davidson, who is like, oh, I touch your port. You know what I'm saying?
No, he
likes
says
it.
pump that shit up. God, he's like pump that shit down. A hole's a hole. Yeah, he's like he gets it like he's
I'm
like
sorry.
it's like at
Can
this
we
point
delete
it's
that?
like a sleep number bed.
Yeah, but if there's
I'm a 62.
there's like medical equipment hanging out
She
of
doesn't-
her body is
How
weird.
tall do you think Kim Kardashian is?
She's like 5'4".
5'7",
She's a little taller than me, I think.
I'll go.
I'm kind of shocked by that.
5'11".
I always thought she was little, like
I always thought she was taller.
because she's like a fire plug. She's like a weird shaped.
5'9".
5'2".
Yeah, she's
your
my
size.
height. Oh my God, I'm the Kim
Daniel's-
Kardashian of the show.
Think of
Oh.
being your height with her ass.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if she were standing right here, you guys would all be like, "Ugh, yuck, that's a lot."
5'2"?
But
5'2".
But here's my preface. I will
nuts.
say that in clothing, she's going to look impeccable. She's going to look tailored and amazing. But if you get her nude and she's standing there natural in front of you, you're going to be like, "Ooh, wow,
And
weird."
Pete Davidson's 6'3". So full
I'm pretty gay,
foot
but I
type.
wouldn't say, "Oh wow, weird" if I saw her naked.
I bet you it looks
guarantee
weird.
I guarantee she's flawless.
Have you ever seen people after lipo that when they gain the weight back, it goes to different areas and shit?
No, but now I want to Google.
Well,
that.
there's fatty deposits.
Yeah, you don't get
What
to
do you mean?
control where it goes unless you're having people suck shit out of you at all
Constantly,
times.
yeah.
Google that.
But
That's
you got the money. You could keep yourself
She's got
sculpted.
it.
I
She's
don't.
got the
I
money.
still think that I'd be able to.
Anyway, so
I'm a horrible person.
but going
That
back
lady
to
was right.
so do you think? Because I always looked at
Disrespectful.
the business side beyond it. Do you think that Ripley's did this for publicity for Ripley's?
It's
I'm
possible.
sure it's part of it, right? But it's just
I think-
interesting to see that they would pay that much. Nobody has worn that dress before
Since,
except for
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, right? Like it's just been Marilyn Monroe.
It's
So it's actually
historical,
it's an
yeah.
iconic piece of an artifact.
Yeah.
because that's a very American moment. She wore that when she
Saying
sang
happy birthday to
John
Kennedy.
F. Kennedy. Yeah, like amazing. Happy birthday, Mr. President. But now,
Which now it's tampered with.
Kim
It's been
Kardashian's
adjusted.
worn
It's
it.
like, well, is it still worth that amount? Does it increase in value or decrease in
They
value?
couldn't tailor it at all, from what I read.
Yeah,
Like-
people in the chat are saying that they also had a skirt underneath and they had to kind of
Yeah.
open the seam in the ass.
Yeah.
wow,
They had to. But
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe didn't have a big ass.
Not that
right?
big. I mean, she was curvy.
And then I heard she lost like 17 pounds or something.
It was
or
very
20.
regimented.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I just found that interesting, that Orlando connection to it, and then also that they would lend that to somebody.
What do you think of the heat that Skeet's been getting from
The
Kanye?
heat from Skeet.
What do
What
you
I
think
think about it?
What do you think about the heat?
I
the
think it
Skeet
kept
heat?
them from going to space.
I think
that's-
so too.
Right, which is sad.
Who
It
was
is
going
sad.
to space?
Pete.
Pete Davidson was going to go to space with those rich real estate owners here from Winter
And
Park.
why didn't he go?
We don't really know. He just said he had a scheduling
Yeah,
conflict.
but it seems like Kanye called in a favor or something. No space for him.
you go to space, I'm going to burn down your house.
I don't know why we both did Mr. T voices for Kanye. I'm like, no space for him.
Why would he care that he go into space?
I don't know.
I don't know, just
Because
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 he
of a hard
hasn't done
time.
it yet. Because he hasn't done it yet. He was on
Oh,
high.
yeah, Kanye's got to go first, right?
It's like the same thing if you left this show and I didn't want you to leave the show. I'd get a fake account. I'd go in there and try to fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, I'm going to space. I'd be like, no, he's not.
No, yeah.
Hey, you don't want to have that guy in your spaceship. He's a pedophile. And you'd be like, did Daniel do that to Nico? And
You
we'd
go up
fall-
to space, look down. I'm going to be pooping
right?
on your doorstep.
Like we'd fall apart because I'd be trying to like fuck with you afterwards.
How much? Okay, back to the Kim Kardashian thing. It makes sense. Like if Ripley's Believe It or Not, like obviously that business can't be thriving, right? Like who's going to
The
Ripley's Believe It or Not?
curiosities business.
Dude, Taurus, 100%.
Yeah, but
It's booming.
but
I went to a dinner show for my birthday on iDrive that was not a very good one, and it was slam packed with people.
was it?
Yeah.
you get the prime rib.
She actually said it was.
I got the steak kebabs, but they were not
yeah.
steak.
Wasn't it also uncomfortably packed?
Yeah.
Didn't you say it was like they
There was
were
a lot of people.
bringing in chairs?
Wow.
but it's like-
iDrive's killing it.
Now,
They are.
but that's live entertainment. And so the Ripley's, believe it or not,
Yeah, but it's cheap entertainment for kids.
Yeah.
I think
it's an installation. You just walk through
Air
it. It's
conditioned.
air conditioning in Florida. I think they're doing all right.
But let's think about like
doing better than Titanic.
back in the
I
day.
enjoyed Titanic.
It was like my mom took me to Ripley's, believe it or not, in St. Augustine as when we went there on like
you
a family
remember it.
vacation, right? And it was like, oh my God, look at this old man has got no jaw and he can put his
Oh
lip
my
in.
God, an Asian skull.
It's a real merman skeleton.
Yeah, the biggest man, tallest man's shoes.
But the one part I got mad about was, hey, look, a mirror. I'll make a funny face in it. There are people watching me from the other side. Oh, it made me so mad.
But anyway, I think the novelty of that has been taken away by the internet, right? We're exposed by a million, believe it or
but
not.
it's different when you're a kid.
Yeah.
No, but even the kids, like they've seen.
Quit shitting on Ripley.
God damn, dude.
I'm not shitting
More
on it.
like
I'm just,
Shitleys.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Back in the 90s when I went, besides from the Ripley's, believe it or not, books that we got at the gift shop that you could see all these oddities, there was no other place to go to see oddities. Now the internet shows you oddities every day. I'm just saying
yeah,
that's
but
got
you
to
don't know
affect.
if it's real or not. And
Your
your
selfie
kids really shouldn't be
opportunities.
Googling oddities.
No, but what I'm saying is
Who knows what they're going to see? They're going to see Seth's dick on there.
It's not an oddity.
Which we're going to make you text that to me before I
If
leave.
you
by the
type
way.
in glorious dick, that's what comes
I'm
up.
putting that on my Oculus later.
it's kind of like
Oh, cockulus.
the people are awesome montage videos has diminished the being impressed by amazing feats because you're now exposed to an endless
Is it as popular as it was when it opened? Probably not.
Right.
But they paid 4 point whatever million.
But how long
maybe
ago?
6 point whatever million.
back in the
for the
90s
dress.
when they were going hot and now they're looking at their ticket sales and they're like shit
Does
we're
John Morgan own that one or is it Wonderworks?
Wonderworks.
yeah. I'm just saying, like it's a smart marketing move. If they're looking like, all right, how can we get a bunch of free publicity?
Yeah.
We will loan Kim Kardashian, Marilyn Monroe's
Do you
dress.
think more people will go now just because that Kim wore the dress?
Yeah.
People were
Well,
out
it's
there
a
the day.
sto-
They
Yeah,
also leaked. I don't
relevant.
know. Yeah, they were like, hey, they were walking around here. You know,
Yeah.
and because I knew people that were. I'm gonna go
Security
down there and see
cam
if I can find
footage.
them.
Yeah.
But they also had every morning show and podcast and radio and they talk about this, so it's getting Ripley's, believe it or not, out
We're doing it
there.
right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For all they had to
Except
do.
for Tom's just shitting all over it, saying how bad it is.
Well, it is stupid.
We're trying to get them to sponsor the show, Tom.
They'll
we?
never think
I
of
know,
that.
I
people
No.
sent off an email.
People like the selfie immersive, like
Yeah.
the wax museum, like that does really well.
Yeah,
People like
it does.
that.
What about Wonderworks? Let's go back to that.
I don't know anything about
They have a
Wonderworks.
fun magic show.
When are they going to flip that building over and fix it? We'll be right back.
You got another story, Brendan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
He's
did
that
you hear about Tornatore's Italian Ristorante and Market over in College Park?
I have heard of that.
It's really cool. Great food. They have a Roman guy making pasta, like from Rome, whose grandma used to have a pasta factory in Rome. So
Oh my
like it makes
God.
amazing. It's actually vegan because there's no eggs in it, so it's really good pasta.
Wow, but the Russians blew it up.
The Russians,
Yeah,
it's gone now.
They blow up everything.
Yeah. Even my social media. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, keep going.
Don't
Power
let
through
Daniel
it.
just
Yeah, you got to power through. Act like I'm not here, like they do.
I hate myself. They're located across from Bishop Moore, the high school, which is like gigantic.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you about this.
And
I-
they used to
I read
sell
this.
pizzas by the slice to these kids, right?
I have had a slice of their pizza.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And but they realize, maybe it's too much of a headache. These kids hang out, they don't tip, and the parents take up all their parking spots at the end of the day because they're waiting for their kids to come across so they don't have to get in the line on the campus. And
Which
so
is
it's
such bullshit.
this big takeover. So they're kind of like, well, we're not going to let kids come in anymore. If you're under the age of 18, you have to have an adult with you. And their clientele loves it. Yeah. They're very happy. You can see anyone who's covered them in the comments. They're all very excited that
Way to
kids won't be
go.
allowed in there anymore. But the kids, some of the parents are like, not all the kids are bad. Why are we penalizing
Doesn't
the whole
matter.
thing?
Too bad.
What do you guys think about that?
I'm okay with it because I
their
feel like
business, they can make the rules.
kind of like what Sam's saying. When you're a business, I don't think people understand how hard it is to be a business. And namely, we have a business, but I will never put the difficulties of our business in the same category as a food business or a hospitality business. I think that is a completely different animal, and it scares the ever-living shit out of me. Even this Air T&D thing is so close to a restaurant, it scares the fuck out of me. Restaurants are just so hard, man.
But you're not. Are you providing food?
What's that?
Are you providing food?
No, but I'm just saying anything that even sounds
We
like
love
a
frozen
hotel or like I just don't. Yeah, I don't want to do food service, people serve. It's just too hard.
I will say that when I was in high school, I remember that there was this tiny like Italian restaurant.
Woman.
They also had croquetas too. It was like it was Miami, but
love croquetas.
and like Cuban coffee and stuff. But they also had pizza and some whatever. And it was next to the gas station that we used to buy booze from. They used to sell to under So it was like
Name names.
we would
Yeah, the
fly.
Food Lion.
We everybody would drive over there and just hang out in the parking lot and smoke cigarettes and then get a slice of pizza, croquetas or whatever. But it was just like every single lunch break there would be like 15 to 20 like punk ass kids, me and my friends, and then like some other and we'd all be disrespectful, trashing the place up.
Nobody
And-
wants that.
And then so people just a bunch of teens smoking cigarettes and throwing your trash on the floor, and then trying to get free sodas at the place, like getting a cup of
Or
water and filling
stealing
it up with
stuff,
sodas.
or
Yeah.
we're
Just
just
shitting up the bathroom,
Being
not
rude to the other
flushing,
customers.
Sharpie markers. in the
everybody was
bathroom.
pieces of shit.
pissing on the floor, pissing on the toilet paper.
Like the kids
knocking over old ladies.
We would eat our pizza on the parking curb, like sitting facing it, like it was empty, and then customers would try to drive it, would never move. Like we'd be dickheads. And that's how high school kids are. And then I could tell like nobody wants this business because it was everybody's paying with change and buying like the $1.25 slices of pizza, so they weren't like actually like this pizza had to be close to $1.25.
Yeah, it's like $1.25. A water cup, please. Fuck you and your water cup. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Like high school kids are horrible
They're the worst.
customers. So-
And Bishop Moore is for like a more privileged set.
Yeah,
Catholic
and,
school, yeah.
and Catholic kids and like rich kids are always the most polite. We all know that. Their parents are the best people.
Yeah.
Rich people's parents
Yeah.
are always the best people. They always take care of them, spend a lot of time with them.
They
teach
work
them,
hard for what they got.
teach them right from wrong. They spend so much time with them because they're not busy at all counting their money, and they spend so much time with their kids that their kids actually know like how to be good humans and beneficial and helpful and nice.
And then yes,
Not true.
I'm sure the parents there's one or two respectful nerd kids
Well, it
that
got ruined by everybody else.
But it's like
Those are the nerds.
The business is like, well, the one and two kids that tip and then like actually buy something expensive or whatever doesn't justify all the other kids spinning loogies on the front of my property or whatever, just smoking cigarettes and like standing around and
Well,
blocking
it's
the
vaping now, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
or
man
vaping,
alert. Where is it?
I mean, also from the standpoint of even if let's say those kids, even if they were all like let's take all behavior problems out of play. Even if they were just standing in line quietly buying their $1.25 in their water cup, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want you buying 5 fucking mega pizzas and a gallon of
this delicious
sangria.
pasta.
I
that's made.
don't want the $1
Gelato.
slice. Are you crazy? I don't
Yeah.
want. No, I want families coming in and spending $60 and $85 a night.
I agree. So we'll see what happens. They want to go a little fancier Italian dining too. So this is all part of the transition.
But I do feel bad for the good eggs because I was one of them. I wasn't a
It
dickhead.
sucks, but,
I
you
cleaned
know.
up
They'll
after
remember you. If you were that good kid and you come back, they'll remember you were cool. They'll
You're
let
probably
you
right.
in. Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I think we just shifted to Burger King eventually, like that was on the other
Dude,
side.
why is it always Burger King? Ours was Burger
Because
King.
it's trash.
And Burger King seemed to
Burger
like.
King knows their
They love
clients.
us.
They seem to like us shitting up.
You
the
know
place.
why?
They're like,
They're like,
yes,
well, at least
come-
someone's here.
You know what? Also,
We'll take your dollar.
someone there and
98.
their smoke overpowers my smoke. Also, their smoked cigarettes, they got the flame broiled coming out. I'm like, it's fine.
1998 Burger King. Anyway,
It was the best.
want to do one more?
Yeah, one more.
There's a 7-Eleven downtown Orlando. These two old ladies saved up millions of dollars. They worked with the community. They call themselves the two little old ladies. That's what they call themselves.
Wait a minute. That's what Tom and I call ourselves.
Whoa.
We're gonna fight these ladies.
Trademark. They started something called the Orlando Land Trust, and I think they raised I want to say it was $4 million again.
My God,
These aren't
4
little
million,
old
3
ladies. These are business geniuses.
$4 million.
And they purchased this 7-Eleven right on the corner of Rosalind and Central, right by Lake Eola.
Yeah.
And they had it. They purchased it. They gave it to the city, and they knocked it down because they wanted to add to the park.
I like 7-Elevens.
They don't, and it was full of homeless people, so everyone was like, "Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
knock
God.
that down."
You're bulldozing my home, you bitches.
And it all stemmed from this big apartment building that was pitched for that location. They were going to knock down a couple of those buildings and build this like high rise. And everybody was very upset. They're like, "Oh no, we're just going to cast shadows all over Lake Eola." To which I'm like,
We can't
"Great.
have shadows.
Who wants to
shade?
sit in the sun at Lake Eola? Give me some shade. That sounds wonderful."
No shadows allowed.
They even talked about a waterfall that was going to cascade from the side
The
of it.
sun heats up the pee-pee.
It's the only way to get rid of it. Yeah. So they've already knocked it down. They bought it. They gave it to the city. They've knocked down the building, but it's not really going to connect to Lake Eola proper. It's really just kind of segregated by 3 remaining buildings around it. So it's going to be Lake Eola, these 3 buildings, and then this. It's like a pocket park, is what urbanist people call it.
Pocket park?
Right on the corner.
So it was sort of, this was sort of, am I correct in guessing that this was sort of a poorly thought out plan?
I think so.
And these 2 ladies really accomplished very little in their,
For $4 million.
It's amazing that they
is.
raised that much.
I'm very impressed. They got a little bit from the CRA, which is the Community Redevelopment Agency downtown, where it's like a tax boundary downtown. So they reinvest tax dollars that they acquire in this boundary in the central business district.
what
back
else
into
could we
downtown.
have done with $4 million?
I don't know.
Also,
it makes
how
me think
the
of that mad
hell-
cow thing. Did you?
How did they raise it? How did they raise the funds?
Handies.
OnlyFans?
because I'm sure there's a lot of
Because
people.
I'm looking at like a bunch of different stories, and no one says like what they did to raise the
Just
money.
asking for private donors.
Yeah, I'm sure
It's all
there's
private.
They know a
Well,
lot of
there's a bunch of
important people.
rich
Gotcha.
people that donated so that
And rich people love old ladies.
yeah. Now, what is there some sort of? I know you probably don't know
Quiz me.
the contract or whatever, but like it makes me laugh to think like they did this huge thing, and then at 15 years from now, the old lady's passed away, and then some new politician is like
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
at stuff.
Put up the shadows.
And then he's like, we can sell this property for fucking $8 million.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do it.
It's in perpetuity. That's in the clause. And it's under the Orlando Land Trust. So just like Lake Eola, when that was like a family land.
Yeah.
By Jacob Summerlin. So that's where the name of the street comes from. So he actually owned that, and then that was donated to the city with clauses that you could never develop it. Like
Gotcha,
Lou
okay.
Gardens. Lou Gardens was this old guy's property, H.P. Lou, and his wife's name
But
was
you
Mary
could still
Jane.
do it right. I feel like no politician saying, we'll never bulldoze this means literally nothing, right?
Well, with like Lou Gardens, they can't because there's still a family trust that's in charge of it.
Gotcha.
So,
And,
like,
yeah.
if they ever do something way off the cuff, that
They get
family
called
can,
on.
they can steal it back. It'll be private land, and I think that still applies to Lake Eola. I'm not sure. Like, maybe eventually they could do
Until
that.
the descendants, which I like, when there's some young 22-year-old kid,
What's
and it's
that?
like, hey, Grandpa Lou's, we can sell his property.
I'm Logan Paul, and this is our new place that we're going to do celebrity boxing 24/7.
And they just want the money. Yeah. You're like, sell it. It's worth how much?
I'd be there.
$50 million. I mean, how much could you sell Lou Gardens for? More than that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hundreds of millions, right?
Oh.
That property is prime. You can put some condos, luxury apartments.
I would just like to live on it.
There's
Yeah,
an old
lakeside.
house. There's
Yeah.
I'd love to do like a sleepover event or something there. They're not very. I used to be on the board for Lou Gardens.
Really? You
Yeah.
know Lou?
I know. H.P. Lou. He was kidnapped.
Real
he was
quick.
kidnapped downtown and
They should
thrown
put
in a trunk, and they dropped him off in Bithlow.
Can they
What?
get some?
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Really?
story.
That's a real
We'll
story.
have to have you come in more because you're just filled with so many rad stories.
Hold
And I
on.
didn't want to step on you, but you mentioned the thing that's going on with Mad Cow Theater.
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
I have opinions.
I have opinions too because I've been reading about this for months. Just I heard about it from Michael Wanzi,
Okay.
and that's how I heard about it. And I'd read about it in his newsletter.
Well,
Yes, sir.
let's take a break
Yeah.
and come back with this. I've never even heard it. It's
I'll
Mad
pull up
Cow
some facts.
Theater? Okay.
Mad Cow Theater.
All right. I like this.
Yeah, it's-
Brendan knows what's going on.
And we're
around
getting
here.
a little more community, a little more
I
community
like
stuff.
that the Canadian knows more than all the actual Floridians that have been here their whole
No
lives.
idea.
We're trash.
Yeah.
We're Florida trash.
Florida
people.
trash tour.
This is the name of this band, or rather, gentleman, is Jordan. The name of the song is Effective Communication. I'm going to close out this particular segment with smoother music for your weekend. This gets a little funky, so enjoy this, and we'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. over here and just shooting it with Brendan.
Spilling the
You know,
tea.
the heroin. Welcome back to a Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. That is In Rose. The name of the song is Comatose. I tried to give you guys a little something different. I didn't want to go with the same old like punk rock, rock and roll, whatever. I tried to give you guys a little bit of like a kind of like a chilled out shoegaze funky deal, and then give you like a little bit of traditional R&B. But anyway, welcome back to the show. Mr. Tom, you had something you want to talk to Brendan about?
Well,
or?
what is Mad Cow Theater? What is it?
So it's for a while, downtown Orlando, there weren't any like theater spaces. So that CRA that we were just talking about, the Community Redevelopment Agency for downtown Orlando.
Yeah.
They collect a certain amount of taxes from downtown businesses and property owners, and they reinvest it downtown. So someone at City Hall said, we need a theater. Let's use some of these monies to put one in. So they redeveloped a space, and they put in this company, Mad Cow Theater Company, as a tenant. But the agreement was that they had to repay for it was a $480,000 investment to build out the space, and they would have to repay it slowly over the years.
Okay.
As well as a fee, because it was it's across the street from 55 West.
Okay.
Like above this old sushi place. They had to pay like this common utility fee, like for air conditioning and security, to 55 West.
Okay.
It was like $2,000 a month. So that was really all they needed to pay for rent was this fee to 55 West. But it turned out like 10 years later, they just weren't paying it. And so they got this letter of termination of lease from the city of Orlando, just like out of the blue. 10 years later, they said, hey, you haven't paid any of this money back. Your lease is up. You need to go. But for whatever reason, I think they're like Jedis. They kind of like convinced, they were like, oh no, we're not leaving. Even though the city like put this up, it was big news that they got kicked out. The lease is over. They stayed. They ended their...
It's very cult leader-like, where somehow they manipulate a way out of it.
Yeah, I don't know what they did.
It's weird.
And
None of it makes sense.
And the season continued. Their holiday season continued. And then, lo and behold, we wrote a story about... They actually, in February, they came to some sort of agreement with the city where now they can stay until May, the end of May, and they don't have to pay any of this money back. And it turns out it's close to $1 million that they owe. They're not going to have to pay any of it back to the city.
Oh, I hadn't heard this part.
Yeah.
But they have to leave the equipment behind so like another theater use can go in. And they're talking about Orlando Fringe taking over the lease. But it's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, why are they just wiping the slate clean with the price?
Like,
You
no.
owe way 10 years worth.
And there's a lot of other like things that I've heard from performers that have actually performed there that aren't getting paid.
Right.
That's kind of what started the whole
Yeah.
thing into looking into their books, because there were
Some
a
kind of
couple
weird
of years
money laundering going on.
they just weren't paying their actors. They just wouldn't pay their actors or their staff. They were just owed money for shows for like 6 months, 8 months. They just hadn't paid these performers.
Or they'd get a partial, here's a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Pay you the rest later, everything never do.
Crazy,
Yeah,
man.
And then so they applied for grants from Orange County Arts and Administration, which they support a lot of stuff like that. They send you operating grants.
Yeah.
And by that point, Orange County was like, well, we need to look at your books. You need to prove that you don't owe any money. They didn't send them anything. They didn't get the grant. They did get PPP loans, like a lot of money. I can't remember what it is, but
was
it's
a
in the
lot.
story. It's just interesting to see. And then actually, so after all this news and the fact that they were supposed to get kicked out, what's her name? Mitzi Maxwell, the director, apparently told her board chair, hey, we can't work together very well. You need to leave, which that's not how it works in nonprofits. The board can tell you to leave because you're an employee of the board.
Right.
But she somehow Jedi mind tricked the board into leaving. So because she wants to stay. And she told him, oh, by the way, I've been paying, I think she said like $100,000 of her own money into the business, and she wanted it back before they had to leave.
Hey, fair's
And
fair.
nothing was voted on. Nothing was cleared. And they're
This
going to pay her
sounds-
back.
Some Keith Raniere shit.
Well, the thing that scares Sam is it sounds a lot like how we run our business. We do a lot of this.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
it's one of the downfalls of democracy, and I'll explain. Is that we have
Coming in hot. Is this where we do Tom's downfalls of
no.
democracy? A new bit.
No, and I've seen this personally happen, and I've seen like rich business guys talk about this, so I have somewhat of personal experience with this, and I'll explain. Is the people that are in charge of local government, even government, whatever, a lot of them are politicians and not business people, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So they, their experience and their background is in politics and in how to get people to vote for you, right?
Yes.
And that's a lot different than how to make the most amount of money, right? Completely different in a lot of cases, right? So you got a lot of people in government that are just politicians and not business people. And then you got business people that are manipulating these people into doing what business people want them to do. And then the politicians are in charge of tax revenue and taxpayers' money. It ain't their money.
Yeah.
So they make
That's what the money's for, is to pay for stuff like this, right? That's what they're thinking.
And they're like, oh, well, we'll build this arena, or we'll do this, or whatever. Like, the fucking NFL owners do this shit
They do all the time.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's a good example.
I've seen people talk about, like, hey, we need to do these X and X and X to get this tax money for the stadium or whatever.
Yeah, and it happens.
And it happens because, and I've heard Bushy back in the day talk about, like, dealing with, like,
it was Las Vegas.
The local, big, like, for the Amway Arena, the local government is in charge of a lot of the Amway Arena.
They run it. It's part of the venues.
And he used to tell me they have no idea what they're doing, and they're giving like too much to these people, and like they don't know anything about business.
Yeah.
So it's like, so they're giving too much to whoever their friends are or whatever, because they don't give a shit. It's not their money, and so that's a problem. Now,
because I'd love to see, like, can we look at the numbers, please? I'm not even a math guy, but I would love to see the numbers that validate now keeping the theater space. Like, we've already got like this $1 million wash, right?
I've never even heard of it. Like,
why do we need it? We have Dr. Phillips now that we paid another $50 million for. We don't need Mad Cow on Church Street that nobody's going to. Like, how many people are buying tickets there? I'd love to see, like, what is the money this company brought in that validates us spending tax dollars to be there.
It's just been propped up by whatever has been invested in it. And
put in a WWE, cool stadium somewhere downtown that could live stream it.
What, all the NXT stuff? Yeah.
Give them their own spot. Like, that would bring in money. I don't see that.
It would.
I don't have
benefit analysis of that.
I don't have my finger on the pulse of what's happening in Orlando. Like,
That's what I'm here for.
I'm a dumb old man.
He's
but
a pulse finger.
Me and Daniel have been talking every single day for the past 12 years, or more than that.
Yeah.
Like, about things going on in Orlando. I've never even heard this name. Like, how?
Yeah.
I've never even heard any event going on. I've never even heard people.
It's not a popular venue.
Of course,
there are actors that just won't do any business with them. Costume people, just because they burnt those bridges.
Yep.
And plus, there was also allegations of, like, racial stereotyping and not wanting to do diverse programming, even though it's like a city-funded, city-sponsored venue. That wasn't part of their programming.
Maybe they mix it up with Chick-fil-A cows.
And I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Listen,
which they've tried to change. They've hired a bunch of new people. They thought they could do that. I don't know what's going to happen when they get inevitably kicked out of downtown. I don't know where they're going. They don't talk to me just because I've been a little outspoken about the whole process.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand the need for it.
I don't know anything about politics or whatever. I never cared about it. But I could tell you that if, like, the smartest thing to do would probably be to hire professionals in the field that you want. Like, for instance, if you want to bring people to downtown Orlando, instead of you, the politician, deciding what would be good, hire a professional using that money instead of blowing it. Listen, I mean, what is a professional like someone that really knows, like, how to, like,
people
a promoter?
Who do these downtowns. Like, what do you? There are people.
I mean,
bar owners.
Believe it or not, I mean, I'm just gonna say we got one right in front of us. I mean, like, I'm just like, you're like, what? Who do we call? I'm like, I don't know. Brendan could tell you what would probably work.
We are just
in that space, right? Like, you know Orlando enough to know what would work.
If anything, I think Fringe will come up with something really interesting.
Sure.
They want to do, like, cutting edge stuff. They have the connections with touring productions that have a following. It could be something really interesting there. The city's doing this downtown vision process where they're coming up with, like, a new master plan for what downtown Orlando could and should look like.
I hate buzzwords.
And the
It's
next
like
few
vision
years-
process.
And I sat in on it.
Yeah,
You
was
know,
it fun?
It was fun. I went to school for city planning, so I love that.
That's cool.
Like using that part of my brain, which is why Bungalow is so about like what downtown should be.
Yeah.
And I'm very outspoken about like the Main Street process because I think they're just falling short. They're not supported enough by the city. They give them $50,000 checks, which is basically their salary, and they say, okay, go out and make the city better.
Yeah.
But then they're like Audubon Park, they end up having like
We need
bake sales to raise money so they can actually do things.
Daniel, that's what we need. We need that sweet
need some
government
grants.
money.
Yeah,
Because
I'll be like, I'm helping all the kids.
you get in on that.
I'm a kid helper.
I'm telling you, we're
I don't know.
we need
It
to
sounds
get, good. We get in front of some politician. We're like, hey, look, Tom and Dan, we're the new hottest thing in Orlando.
Where's Lee
podcast.
Constantine? He likes us.
Yeah. We get
The
in front.
mayor gave us
yeah.
a letter.
Yeah. Is
And-
he still a guy, Lee Constantine? Hey, Constantine, give us some grants.
And then we're like, we want to throw this party down there. We bring lots of people. They're like, yeah. And they're like, $50,000. $50,000.
Your event, you're
the mad cow.
And we pay ourselves,
25?
15,000 a piece, and then the rest we
I went high.
get some.
There's money for that. There's money to bring events downtown again through the CRA. They have a grant that's for
yeah.
people
We need a
to
grant.
bring
We're
events
Doing it
downtown.
all wrong.
Yeah, look,
paying for ourselves.
God damn it.
If we had $50,000, I'll give everybody here $5,000, and we still got enough to pull off a cool event.
Yeah.
Well, your Land Cruise event at the Dr.
I didn't
Phil
like that
Performing
one.
Arts, it was one of the busiest events they had.
Oh, I loved it.
And
then.
we paid for it.
we paid for it. We lost money.
Oh
We did.
no!
We paid a lot of money for that.
Wow, they made you rent
Everything
it?
we do is wrong.
No,
I thought they asked you to be there.
No, but because we wanted the
We wanted to upgrade it.
They asked us to be
We needed
there.
a new
but-
logo. We needed new merch, and we needed this, and we needed that.
Yeah. Also,
in the middle of a pandemic.
We
wanted to
hired a
make the-
magician.
we
Then
wa-
his girlfriend was there, and then his tricks fell flat.
Anyway, it's like we're doing it all wrong. We just take all
God
the
damn
grants.
it.
Anyway, but that shit happens all the time, and like that's why people get so angry about like local government spending their money frivolously.
Yeah,
when
it's hard.
like come on, but it is. I'm sure they.
I
we
want
don't-
like I
they got a
question a
side.
lot of things, but it's because I know it could be better. Like we had a nighttime mayor, the nighttime economy manager, and they got rid of her just because they didn't. She was making too many waves because she wanted to put in better lighting for people downtown, and like that's her job. She was brought in to make nighttime Orlando better. And you can do that by making it safer. And she brought in the food trucks downtown, and she brought in porta potties because there is no at 2:00 in the morning. There's nowhere for you to go to the bathroom, and
people
that's
are
why it smells like piss
peeing
everywhere.
everywhere.
Because there's nowhere for them to go.
I love
let
porta
alone
potties.
for homeless
Yeah,
people.
good ideas, and they're like too much work. Get her out.
They're all gone. She's gone. They got rid of all that programming, and then
Take your porta potties with you.
This is called classic champ sports, and I'll explain. It's like, once you get in, once I'm the stock manager, and I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden they bring in the new kid that's wanting us to work. And
I'm
it's like,
TC, and I'm here to be the best shoe stock boy you've ever had, sir.
and then
making everybody look bad.
Yes, and then all of a sudden this kid's working hard. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
down, buddy.
Like
Yeah.
this whole it's a run out the clock scenario. You start working hard, and then
No,
you're making me
it's
look
sad.
bad. You're like, just do nothing. That's what we're here for. It's a goddamn government. And I think that's a lot of it. It's like, hey, this person's doing too much. I didn't get into government work to do things. I got in here.
true.
I got in here to ride this shit out until I die.
You ain't
Never be
wrong.
fired. And I know that there's a lot of people in the government that work really hard and try and stuff like. And I'm painting a broad
But not
brush.
many.
I'm
But
gonna
there's
get in
It's
trouble.
not the majority.
I'm going to get in trouble for our show tonight because I call out Thomas Chapman from the DDB CRA because he's been this big proponent. I'll get in trouble because I'm doing it again. But
Nobody
he's-
listens to this. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you're safe here.
He was pushing for against this street party atmosphere, they were calling it downtown during the pandemic. And like we had a spike in crime, and everybody, him included, he was really pushing it's because there's too many sidewalk cafes. There's outdoor speakers that make it so people don't have to go in and support any businesses. There's too many people just hanging out in the streets. That's why we have crime. And so now they can't have outdoor speakers, and that's why Wall Street wasn't
that
allowed
makes
to
it
do
fun.
street parties, right? Wall Street couldn't have
that's
street parties for
bullshit.
2
Fuck,
years.
that's
Well,
what we do.
yeah,
that's
that's what we've been
all we
doing.
do with Wall Street is street parties.
And you couldn't do it.
I know.
You couldn't do it. And it's because of his policies. And he just won Downtowner of the Year award, and all I think was like, are you guys tapped into what's really happening downtown?
Downtowner of the Year. How do you win that? We need to get behind you and make you win that.
You got to pay to be
I
eligible.
say
Well, we'll pay for you.
Downtowner
No,
of the
you-
Year is that guy that was in the video that a BDM posted that was downtown in Cinco de Mayo yesterday at noon and was shit-faced. Did you see that video? You saw the video.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a disconnect because that's downtown.
Yeah.
That's downtown. That's what it, like, love it or leave it.
That's what it is.
It's an entertainment district, and you can't, they need to just own it. Like with New Orleans. Like, yes, shit goes down in New Orleans. In the French Quarter. But also, those businesses are thriving.
Yeah, they are.
And people travel there to go there and have fun and party. Like, am I saying that's perfect? No, but I'm saying at least they know what it is and they lean into it, and that's what
and hire the proper amount of
what does
police
he
to
want?
be out there in case
What
shit does go down.
What does he want? Because
don't
it sounds
know.
like what he wants is unattainable, or maybe isn't a real thing.
It's not going to ever be Park Avenue.
No.
You know, and that's the problem.
No.
And it's also the office, with everybody having left the offices, there's really nobody to support those businesses except for the
can't.
people who live there. And they're living there because they want to go to the bars.
It can't be Park Ave because of the high concentration of public transportation, even though we have none that's located immediately following it.
Worst funded public transit in the country.
I know, but
Yeah.
but you can't have a Park Ave atmosphere next to a bus station and train. It's just not going to happen. Well,
Yeah.
train tracks you can do, but
Listen, I blame myself for not even voting for any of these people because I don't care. And this is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what happens. If you don't vote for your local officials,
oh, look at that!
And-
Tom Vance is rock the vote.
and you get dumb motherfuckers in there
That's
making dumb decisions, and then you're complaining about it, or at least I am. But I didn't even know who this person
There's
is.
an
or
idleness.
yeah.
You know, like this was a time where a lot of small businesses had to pivot and do something different and better. And the city didn't really do that, which is a shame.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to put up my gas memes about let's go
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yes.
And this came
I get this.
there's nothing to do with me.
You want to do some dump them out?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
They hate this song.
One guy. hates it.
No, they all like it.
They hate it. We had a guy in the Coast Guard
Coast Guard.
Air Force.
Oh, I don't know.
Tiny Wiener Air Force
he tell
Ian.
us
Did I
this?
remember his name right? Tiny
No,
Air
come
Force
on.
Wiener Ian. No, that's what he called himself. I'm not. That's not shots fired. That's what he called himself.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dump them out.
Thank
Brought to you by Johnny's and Johnny's Other Side. You know, if you want $3 craft beers, an awesome environment to eat the best burger in town. Everybody knows Johnny's.
Best tots in town, according to Tots with Ross, the official podcast, the Orlando podcast with Ross McCoy.
And they got
There's
an
some events.
anniversary party coming up.
Oh yeah. When is that?
May 20th.
There's a graveyard across the street.
Oh yeah.
Johnny's?
Yeah, did you know it?
No.
That big green lot?
Yeah.
That's a graveyard?
It's Orange Hill Cemetery. It's a Potter Cemetery. It's for people who didn't have any identification.
Hold on, that's where we all parked the last party we did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
we parked.
Yeah,
on,
that's right. And I pissed everywhere. I was like, where are the fucking porta potties?
I pissed on this field.
500 unmarked graves.
We pissed on poor people's graves.
Oh my God.
Jesus
500 of them. They're all
Christ.
stacked.
I pissed off all the Castleberry ghosts.
I could have added that to our events.
Come piss on a ghost.
Anyway,
So their next big event is the Crawfish Boil that's happening on Saturday, May 14th.
Oh, nice.
And then their 37th anniversary party
God
Wow.
damn.
is on May 20th. They've only got 150 tickets to sell. Everything is going to be half off from open to 3 p.m. They're just giving shit away.
Johnny's crazy.
And also happy hour,
I love their patio.
a buffet for
It's
will be
great.
set
Yeah.
out for the guests.
We got some owners spending money on patios. I would like to give 2 awards today. The Patio Awards. This is the first time we've ever done this. I'll give one to Johnny for his massive patio, and he spent a lot of money on that.
Big
And
old deck.
And you'll know this guy, the guy from Pig Floyd's. He just built an overhang for his. I'm blanking on his name though.
Thomas.
Super tall man. Yes,
Tom Ord.
Tom. Yeah, he just built a new patio too.
This is why
Love it. Wally's has a patio.
3 patios.
This is why it's important to support small businesses, because people like Johnny he doesn't nickel and dime everything. Like I asked him for Medium Appreciation Week for 100 gift cards of any amount.
Done.
I expected $5 gift cards. He gave me $20 gift cards each.
Wow.
$120 gift cards.
He's crazy.
He does things that on paper like a corporation would never do, because they'd be like, "What are you doing?" But he does it because he loves his customers.
And he gives back to the community. He does
does.
like
Yes.
spaghetti dinners.
Well, if you have a charity event and you want to looking for a place to do it, hit up
we got
Johnny's.
the St. Baldrick's event
Yep,
every
yeah.
year.
He does a lot of good stuff.
If they were a giant corporation, they'd never do that
Hell
stuff.
no.
And that's why it's important to support
'em.
small businesses, because that's how you get value back to yourself. If you just support giant corporations, they will fuck the value out of everything, because
They don't care about you.
that's
No.
their business, and that's what a corporation does. It's bottom line only, and Johnny's is not about that anyway. Let's run through these quick.
All
'cause
right,
I'm
want to
losing
talk
it.
about Dave Chapelle being attacked on stage?
Oh
We
yeah.
haven't talked about that
Hot
yet.
topic. Burning a hole in my pocket. No, it's happened a week ago, right?
You want me to go get your throat spray?
No,
we'll
power
get through it,
through.
yeah. A couple things that I noticed on this. One is when it first happened, Crystal told me like, "Oh, Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage." I was like, "No shit." And then she's like, "Yeah, it's probably going to be hard to find a video of it because he takes everybody's cell phones at all his shows."
Yeah, I was
right?
kind of surprised.
And
too.
then I was like, "Oh man, I would love to see it." And then there's still multiple videos of it.
Oh, wow.
And
I didn't see them.
And so it's like this day and age, it's nearly impossible to not have some incident videotaped.
Well,
right?
you can take my cell phone. You can't take my cell phone. It's a very tiny little baby
They
cell
were
phone.
filming his Netflix special.
Yeah. Well, no, the videos that
it's
they
like a
have
cell phone.
was
It's really crappy video.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a flip phone or something.
Yeah.
and the guy that attacked him
Nokia.
like barely tried. Which did you notice that? Like he barely.
I felt like he tried.
Yeah, I thought he tried it. I heard
like
like
he was
a
football
gung,
tackling
gung,
him.
Well,
gung. Like
he-
the way they cut it, you could hear it.
But he didn't actually tackle him. He grazed off to the side and then immediately didn't try to like further attack. Like immediately tried to flee. Which was like, it was weird that he was obviously insane. So obviously he didn't plan this out or like have any sort of.
And we know it's real.
And then all the
Oh,
comedians.
they shit stomped him.
Oh,
then all
they
the
bent his
comedians
arm
are like,
back.
yeah,
His
all the
arm was going
comedians
the
are like
other way.
kicking him and beating him up. and
Busta
then-
Rhymes.
Jamie Foxx jumped on stage. Yeah, it was
Busta
right.
Rhymes is kicking him. Oh,
Yeah.
What did he
your
say?
wallet, Jack.
Did he say something
He had
that
a-
made him mad? Like what?
No, they don't even know.
Yeah.
I think it's not like a Will Smith. He insulted someone. I think it's just a crazy person.
Yeah.
But he had a knife, which is
No,
Yeah.
he had a gun knife.
Oh yeah,
It was a gun knife.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a gun-shaped knife, which I was like, that's the wrong combo.
What? No, it's the best combo. When you attack somebody, everybody, if you want to kill somebody with a knife, make sure it is a gun that shoots a knife out. That's the best knife.
It was like
I just started laughing so hard. Andrew's like, "Why is that so funny to you?" I go,
they described it as a gun-shaped knife.
"No, it was a gun with a retractable knife blade."
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
a
like,
replica gun with a retractable
"That's
knife blade.
fucking
And then I'm like,
fantastic."
How'd he get that in? They can't even get a cell phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that from like Final Fantasy?
The idea that it should be the hardest to get in a gun, but you didn't get in a gun. You got in a gun knife. That's hilarious.
Like, isn't there metal detectors and shit? I don't know.
I don't think.
Nice job, Dave.
Double dipping.
What I'm glad they did is they beat this motherfucker to. I mean,
man.
they bent his arm backwards, so he's standing there with his arm. Like it was.
It looked like a scary movie.
Which I'm like, but the only problem with that is that doesn't deter other crazy people
No, because it's a huge story.
because crazy people
Yeah.
don't look at
Do you
logic.
think it's directly related to Will Smith?
No,
Well-
but Chris Rock did come out and make a joke about it.
Yeah, on the stage, he was there too. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, like, you got a lot of celebrities watching your stand-up set.
And then they all walked over to beat the guy up.
Well, they probably all had sets too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Netflix is a joke comedy festival.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought this was a Dave Chappelle.
Should
like,
read the
stand-up
stories.
show.
They're good. When you get in there.
I was just looking at the people, like, and they apparently ran behind the stage and just started beating them.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next?
Why don't these places have security?
Yeah, you would think after
I know,
all,
they
should
do,
get rid of it.
but
These are big time celebrities. Is there
Yeah.
not like a bouncer right there?
there was a bouncer. They all jumped on stage too, but I
There's
don't
a-
understand why they don't have metal detectors.
There's a video of the bouncer, and he does kind of like that move where he's like, I don't think any of this is going to happen. Oh, shit, it is happening. Oh,
Right.
shit, I'm watching it happen, and I'm doing nothing. And
Oh
then
my
he goes.
God, he's fired.
Yeah, he probably is.
Also, your bouncer, like I know everybody's dressed in tuxedos and stuff, but the shoes are slippery because the people slipped on the stage because they're wearing dress shoes.
Yeah.
You need to wear dress shoes that have tennis shoe bottoms. Like the
Cole Haans.
the
Cole
guy,
Haans.
the guy
Oh,
ran
God.
backstage and the two bodyguards slipped and like whoop, and fell. And so anyway, this is gonna
National
cause.
Lampoons.
Because of all this Will Smith shit and this whole
Yeah.
thing, like they're not. There's going to be some sort of fence or some shit, right? It's going to cause an overreaction. No,
No.
A bubble?
because I can imagine like stand-up comedians being like,
The Comedy Store got shot at before.
Yeah.
This shit happens every once in a while.
yeah,
Well,
but
and
now
People get too lax. It'll go right back to the
Scotty
same
said
shit.
the other day, it's like the Shakespeare times. If you didn't like a joke, people throw like loaves of bread at you. And
Yeah.
shoes and
Well, that
poop.
was only the plebeians that were in the bottom half of the Globe Theater. I mean, like, I'd be sitting up in the top. I'm not sitting down there with the people that got body odor.
Yeah, but you're not
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
sit
the
up
one-
in the top where
Are
they
you-
had the cannons for the special effects. They had all the fires and cannons are up
You're
in the
not
top.
jumping down and getting a fight.
No, I'm sorry. I'm staying up there
It's
in the
the
top.
plebes. The plebes
Yeah,
are
the
the ones-
plebes, disgusting people down there. Trying to find this video, Sam.
what's
the
what's
drunk guy downtown video.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to play
That's fine.
that.
We can move on.
Yeah, we
just
covered
some
it a
guy was
little bit.
freaking out. It was only like noon downtown, and he was taking the chairs from the patio and breaking open the door, and the people had to drag him out. It was crazy.
Went with what you were saying earlier.
yeah.
about
Where was
downtown.
it?
Downtown Orlando.
In front of
The poorhouse.
the poorhouse.
Oh.
They never. Now, eventually, some bodyguard just.
I don't even think it was a bodyguard. I think it was literally just like a cook
Yeah.
or something walked out
Yeah, I think
there.
it was an employee.
Yeah.
Because this happens every
It's a
once
day
in a
with a
while
lion in
where
it.
a crazy drunk person or just a crazy person is like screaming and trying to smash furniture against the door, and the owners inside are just like holding the door, but like they never just go out and hold the guy down and then just because someone
It's a
eventually
liability, though.
Have
to do
you
that.
ever had to hold
touch 'em.
anybody down? Raise your hand here if you've restrained somebody before.
I've speared a bodyguard before. I told you guys. Well, he wasn't a bodyguard. He was just kind of a bar back. I told you guys that.
Where?
When he was about to swing on Jessica downtown Orlando. This was goddamn over a decade ago.
and you speared him like
Yes.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, in front of the fucking security guards, and I go get your fucking boy.
I bet that would
Yeah.
hurt. Oh, because you're long.
And
That's a big spear.
Did the person try to like fight back or anything?
No, all his friends pulled him back, and I told him to get the cops. He smacked my ass, and then my husband got in his face. Then he kicked my husband out. And then Jessica went to go kind of like narc on him, and then he came at her like this with his fist up, and I
What?
fucking speared his ass.
Good for you.
What
well
does
done.
spear mean?
Yeah, like if I jumped and I like
It's like
tackled
tackle with your shoulder.
I put the top of my
Oh.
head in your genitals and I push as hard as I
Like
can.
Mortal Kombat, the guy with the rice picking hat.
I can't say
I didn't hold him down though. I
That's
got right
racist.
back up.
It's weird because all the bouncers I know are super professional.
Where are we at here on this?
Spear. Good job,
Jabba
Sam.
the Hutt's dick.
Yeah, Tom and I were talking about Jabba the Hutt this morning. And by the way, I love May the 5th. Because all that shit's done and all the light up chopsticks and the fucking hats and the fucking robes, all of it is done. God almighty with the
May the 4th?
Oh, I hate it so much.
Are you not a Star Wars fan?
I'm not anti-Star Wars, but it's too much, y'all.
Low key,
It's-
the new Star Trek show came out on May the 4th. I thought that was funny.
Oh, did it?
Oh, that's shade. I like that.
That is shade.
I like that. But yeah.
What's with his dick now? Sorry.
We did. Tom yelled. He yelled at me when he said that. He goes, "Jabba the Hutt doesn't have a dick." And I'm like, "Is that true?" And then you kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Well,
It's a
then
cloaca.
I went back because I was like, wait a minute. I watched that series Boba Fett with my sons, and there's a scene where Jabba the Hutt
You
No.
always call him Jabba the Hutt, which is fantastic.
And Boba Fett.
These are his cousins. These are his cousins.
My favorite thing is to low-key bring up Star Wars and not shit on it, but then have Tom, because he doesn't know all the names, shit on it for me without knowing he's shitting on it. But it's good.
In that series, like you see Jabba the Hutt's girlfriend or wife or whatever.
She's got the tentacle hair.
Yeah. And they're all on a platform together
Hot.
being carried by slaves or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Oh, those are his cousins or something.
But is that, well,
Yeah.
there's a girl Jabba the
And
Hutt.
that's he's fucking.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
You know, so
and then
it's like
Tom said he
very-
doesn't have a penis, and then he said he's a turd monster, which always makes me laugh. So I want to settle it for once and for all today. Does Jabba the Hutt have a dick?
Like
He's
worms.
got titties, right?
I think they're like worms.
Like a bunch of
Like
tiny.
they just kind of
Oh,
rub
gross.
their bumps up against.
Wow, that's an advanced explanation, Brendan. He has titties, right? Like multiple sets of titties.
Yeah.
I think those are just rolls. I don't think it's like.
But he dressed
Does he have
Princess
nipples?
Leia like a sexy. So
Yeah.
and
he was
so
like,
he's horny, right?
You know, he's like, look at it. Yeah, he's like, oh no, me eat your pussy.
Yeah.
That's like that was more Cookie Monster.
They're saying that was Jabba's sister, not his girlfriend.
Oh, his sister.
Oh, I
Wait,
don't know.
how's his sister so thin and he's all big fat turd monster?
Well, you ate
No,
more.
she's
Diet.
a turd monster too in the show.
I don't watch
I'm
these.
not familiar.
I don't
Yeah.
watch the baby shows. Hold on, I'm gonna Google.
All right.
Oh, it's so good though. I love those shows.
Well, they have to procreate in some way to make other
Yeah.
of the species.
Maybe they lay eggs.
Yeah. Maybe it's a poof.
Oh, she got titties.
It's like a.
Can you Google it?
Yeah, just Google Jabba the Hutt's sister.
No, ask how they have sex.
There's some like sea animals that poof out a cloud of sperm, and
Yeah.
then the other animal seriously, and the other animal just swims through it.
Yeah,
like
that's what my wife does.
So it's not like there's not actually intercourse.
All right, I'm reading a
going on.
Reddit
Seahorses.
thread.
It's a poof.
Seahorses, salmon.
Let's see. The Hutts are born bipedal, but their rump legs fuse together
Rump
over time.
legs.
That's what it says.
Motherfucker,
Due
I
to-
don't have
it
rump
says
legs.
they fuse together over time due to lack of movement. Hutts are extremely long-lived and reproduce asexually, nursing their young in pouches like those of marsupials.
So
That's
they're-
according to the novel.
I
they're
hate that some
so they're-
nerd wrote that.
So they're asexual. They don't have sex. So then why did he
All
dress
members
up?
of the species
But then
are
also, why do
hermaphroditic.
they have gender?
Okay, I'm
Right.
going to go a step further. This is why Star Wars sucks. Why dress Princess Leia in a hot costume if you're
That
like...
was for the humans.
And later you're like,
Watching
what is
it.
it? Jabba do this for you. Me, you know, I don't know. Cookie Monster again. You know, like, me put you in bikini. Me asexual. Me can't do nothing. Like, it's stupid.
But maybe it doesn't mean he doesn't want to. It just means he.
I
like,
thought
can make
asexual
babies.
did mean you didn't.
Yeah, I thought it means you're not
want
even
to.
horny.
Yeah,
right?
I thought.
Yeah, asexual.
I thought Morrissey.
Not interested in it.
Morrissey is asexual, and he's not interested in nothing but getting up there and singing sad songs.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's what
can't-
I thought.
You can't tell me him licking his lips is asexual. Someone made it up. That's like fan fiction that he's
Yeah,
asexual.
yeah.
And rump legs, you lost me at rump. That's all made up.
This guy says I
This
have
is fucking
rump
weird
legs.
shit.
Okay.
In real life,
And then Tom
Jabba
says,
the Hutt is a perv.
Tom says I have rump legs, and then I look down and you motherfucker's right.
Let's end with this because the story is still going on, and maybe we can guess on what's going to happen. Because
I've already pulled up a update on it.
Okay.
I think I know what where
all
you're
right,
going.
So, Brendan, you see the correctional officer that broke this inmate out of prison. And now
I am
escaped.
fascinated.
Oh, I know
And
nothing about this.
And we have a BDM. I cannot tell you who, but that does her job at a very high level and he's and we've known him for a long time. You know this man.
Yeah.
And he was just given the downloads on how this happens all the time, and and I would love to
yeah.
talk to him. I just don't want him to get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, I'd
Corrections
love
officers and inmates have relationships all the time.
all the time.
So
Scotty's dad was a corrections officer.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom was a probation officer for children and worked in the jail. Yeah.
So apparently, we
need to have him on here.
What it seems like happened, based on the evidence so far, and I read a little bit of the story, but I don't know too much. But it seems like this female correctional officer had some relationship with an inmate,
Uh-huh.
and then
They're always blonde, by the way.
now
The corrections officers?
Look it up.
They found out like she had sold her house for undervalue and
$95,000. I'm obsessed with the case.
Yeah, which
it was a $250,000 home. Could have made $300. She sold it for $95,000.
It's too
She
little.
cashed out her 401k. She put in her retirement.
Recently for $90,000?
Like
Yeah,
a
no,
week
you could have
prior.
sold it for $200,000.
Sold it in April.
cash.
Sold it in April for $95,000. Unless I read that
The
wrong.
cheapest house?
I know.
I'd have bought that house
So apparently, like it
with my rump leg.
it lends you to believe that she wanted money fast, right? She just wanted to sell it for cash fast. Anyway, so
Running jewels fast.
she apparently told the people at the prison that she was going to transport this guy to somewhere.
A medical appointment.
A medical
Okay,
appointment.
here's the deal.
Is he hot?
They already had a.
No.
He's 6'9".
He's 6'9",
He
so
got
he's
a big
probably
old
got a
ding
big old
dong.
dick, but
Hey,
he's-
man, we are on. Sam and I are.
But he's a piece of shit, racist, and murderer.
And murder. So there's a law in the books right now that inmates have to have 2 correctional officers or police officers to transport them. Not even correctional officers. I believe it has to be officers of the law.
But they don't have enough staff?
Meaning patrolled officers. She was the last person at the jail, supposedly, and she said, nah, just go ahead. I'll take him because I'm the last person here. Everybody else is out on assignment.
Everybody
She's smart.
And so
they trusted
her
her.
bosses,
Model employee.
Yeah, they are dumbfounded that this happened. Anyway, so
13 years, perfect record.
they disappeared. And everybody is assuming that she had planned this because she broke protocol and all this stuff.
She had
and
a car
sold-
waiting at the.
She sold all her stuff.
She drove to like a Zayre's or like
Well, she
like
claimed there was an appointment when there was no appointment.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
they didn't even go. They didn't even go to the courthouse. They went to like the little service station area or the little shopping plaza. Pulled in, switched cars to like I think it was like a gold Astro van that had like some dents in it, and took off. They accidentally. This is where they fucked up. They accidentally leaked the car. They knew what car she was in. They leaked that to the media ahead of time, which fucked them up because they knew that the cops already knew they were in a gold van, so they ditched that car too, and now they don't know where the fuck they are.
Oh, they're still out there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they're
they're
still on the
out.
run.
And now they've
How do you hide a
released.
6'9" guy?
The U.S. Marshals have released photos of her with like potentially different hairstyles
black
because
hair.
they think she's going to
Yeah.
change her hair, and they've posted pictures of him and all his tattoos because he has a lot of like white supremacy
He
tattoos.
has a
and stuff.
lot of like
He's
Confederate
also
flag
6'9".
bulldogs.
Like it's not like you can hide that. I mean, you got to really be in hiding.
God,
People are going to notice you,
You
dude.
better not wear a fur coat out in his cabin because he'll look like Sasquatch.
So
True.
So I've been thinking about this,
6'9".
and because it's such a salacious story, and it's
Salacious.
so interesting to people because it involves like, you know, like a correctional officer that's female falling in love with a prisoner, and then like like her breaking him out and stuff. That I don't think there's any way that they actually escape and keep like hidden
Oh, no.
because of social media and the internet.
No,
Like, there's no way. Even
I
if
said
you
that to
make
Andrea, too.
Even if you make it to Mexico, like people are following the story in Mexico. Like it's not like how it used to be, where like if you're local U.S. News, like you could go to Canada or Mexico and then like no one would know. Like the internet now, there's no way to hide
And
from
everybody's narking on her, right? Like, so they immediately they interviewed all the prisoners, and all the prisoners were like, "Yeah, they have a relationship. They're definitely together because she's been giving him like extra food.
Yeah,
she's been
special
giving
treatment.
him special privileges. He's allowed to go to the library longer and all this kind of garbage, and so they're like downloading them, and like the jail's like, oh shit,
They said this has
And
been
they
going
didn't
on for like
see
2
any of
years.
it. 2 years?
2 years.
since 2020.
Were they sleeping together?
I'm sure.
Well, a couple of handies
You hide
behind
around the
the ice
corner?
machine or something.
You know what's bizarre?
in the
Both
kitchen.
hands.
Go to the kitchen on grilled cheese day. And
What's bizarre is that
Specific.
there's 2 instances, maybe more, but 2 that I know of where this has happened
well,
before.
you and I, we became obsessed with the lady that was the seamstress
Yeah.
in the jail that busted out those 2 dudes.
Yeah.
And we were
2?
like, yeah, she busted out, and she was blonde too. And then we were like, there's no way she'd flush her entire family. She had kids, her husband. He was on there.
She must have really thought they didn't do anything wrong.
And then like I think her husband was on the news and he's like, she'd never, like she would never do what the media said that she fell in love with him. Like no way she'd ever do that. Nah, she fell in love with him and she was out there sucking dick and driving him around the world.
Both of them?
Isn't
Yeah.
Good for her.
Isn't it weird though that I don't know a story where this is happening the opposite, where like a male, I guess it's because there's no male correctional
I believe there
officers
are.
and female.
So there's no guy out there that's going to do that.
No, I think they're male correctional
Too
officers
selfish.
at female facilities. I think though when it's a private time, you have to do female only maybe. I don't know if they make it female only.
Because it's weird that you'd think that guys, because
I don't know what
of
I'm
the way,
talking about either.
Yeah, but you think just because guys are the way they
Hornier.
are, and guys are gullible, and like I feel like you would do it just to like break the girl you fall in love with out of like it's weird that it hasn't happened the other way.
Yeah.
I feel like it probably has.
Right?
You think so, but I haven't heard this big of a story, or maybe they don't make a big deal out of it. Like this is more of
It's happened
a
for
media story. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess you see somebody for, he's in there for good. You see somebody every day of your life and you talk to him and you get a rapport. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying I see what happened.
Long shifts,
Yeah,
But
maybe
the
your marriage is
stereotype-
bad and this guy's showing you some love and making you feel attractive.
Yeah, it's a
and-
traumatic job,
but
too.
It is.
It's weird that the stereotype is the women fall in love with the inmates, right?
More
And not-
empathetic.
Is it that?
Yeah.
I can fix you.
Now, see, male correction officers probably are fucking some of the female
Oh,
prisoners,
yeah,
but they're
yeah.
not falling in love.
You're
the
right,
same
yeah.
way
real
with
guys,
them.
I don't want to live with you. I
Yeah.
just want to fuck you behind the
Yeah,
ice
yeah.
machine on grilled cheese.
You're right.
day.
You're right. Yeah. That's what
Again,
it
with
is.
grilled cheese day.
Well, it's like, have you had their grilled cheese?
Yeah.
We cracked the case.
They're more empathetic and they care more and like
They think they can help them
they-
and fix them.
You know, I
the
think
guys are just thinking with their dick. They just want to bang
Yeah, yeah,
them
yeah.
between the bars.
I think I'm always going to be
Banging
fat.
between the bars.
Whoa.
so-
I'm always going to be fat because anytime you guys say empathetic, I think empanada, and I'm like,
Oh, delicious.
So
You're not
let's
fat anymore.
I'm
let's
getting there.
all go around and try to predict how you think this is going to end.
Well,
And
what's the
then,
bet? What if we win if we're right?
He's gonna
Tickets
eat her.
to the Mad Cow Theater for one show.
God damn it.
I don't even know what they.
That's the funniest thing you could have said. That's
There's
great.
a couple shows left, I think.
Yeah.
Tickets on sale now.
Yeah.
Well, let's take some bets. Do we think he's gonna kill her?
Yeah.
Is this in poor
I think
taste?
everybody thinks he's going to kill her.
No.
No, I
I
don't
think he already has.
I think everybody
You
thinks
think he
that.
already has?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
He's 6'9". He's a tiny little blonde
He
lady.
ate her.
I don't.
I think he just El Kabonged her on the
Okay,
head.
well let's.
I think it was just the old bonk. You're out.
Now where was this at? I don't even.
Oh God, hold on.
What state was this in?
I want to say Florida, but I
It
don't
was
know.
I
Lauderdale
know.
County.
Oh, that's Florida.
No, it's Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama.
so we they got me with the lottery.
Oh.
yeah.
So they're for sure in Florida now. They're in
So
the Panhandle.
Let's
Or-
go to. They were in Lauderdale County, and they were like, "Let's go to Florida."
They could just be in the sticks of Alabama, right?
yes, but it's it's
an old oil platform in the Gulf.
there's
Roughneck.
like if you talk to people that like want to disappear or whatever.
I do.
It's harder to disappear in the sticks than it is in a city, like because
They'll know you.
No
'Cause-
distractions in the sticks.
the sticks people are nosy and people
Yeah.
that live out like they notice
I've
shit.
seen Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
It only takes a couple people to walk down and be like, "What you do down there?"
They got to go to Appalachia, hide in the mountains.
But they all the mountain people they know what's going on.
No, they mind their business because they're all doing illegal shit too.
Well,
New
not in the
York.
Blue
Oh,
Ridge.
yeah.
Not in the Blue Ridge. They came down like to my cabin. Hey, man, you got a Harley? I'm like, not with my family. Thank you.
Dude, Mark Villan told me the other day when he was looking at property in Montana,
name.
he was driving around Montana, and then
told
some
me this.
neighbor like drove next to him. And was like, "Hey, what are you driving out here for?" Like, and then
mad.
he's like, "I thought people came out here to disappear, like not like some nosy neighbor driving
Yeah.
because he's nosy because
property.
nothing else happens out there." So
Yellowstone. They know when people are on their
yeah,
land.
yeah. So
Well, they're the Duttons. That's a little different.
can you still disappear in Mexico? Like my whole
No.
plan, like if I was breaking an inmate out, I would be sell our stuff. Let's go to Mexico,
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Yeah.
Like, is there a place you could go to disappear? Everybody's got social media.
I mean,
Everybody sees it. Right?
Honestly, I'm being serious here. If I wanted to disappear right now, I would go against what every national organization is telling people, and I would try to get as close to the Ukrainian border with Russia as I could. There's so much fucking chaos
How
there.
are you gonna get on a plane
there
with
are
no
peop-
passport?
No, there are plenty of people that are doing it. You know, like
Not
you
when you're a 6'9" dude that's
No,
on
you-
the fucking run
you
from the
just gotta
FBI.
get
You're
to
right,
Europe
well-
somehow. You got to get to Europe somehow. You got to find the most chaotic area, and he's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
about the city
There's
thing. That's
no-
what
they-
made me
They got
think-
bigger problems.
Exactly,
They're not
that's-
nosy. They're like, oh, this shit is like terrible. Like we don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
who's that guy. I haven't
And-
seen him around.
I'm not
They
saying it's
also need to
possible.
survey his ex-girlfriend that he said said when he got out of jail he was going to kill. So they need to survey her,
No,
make sure
no.
they're following her.
It was his girlfriend and her sister, I believe. He's going to kill them both.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, they need to keep an eye on both of them because
I'm
But she
obsessed
won't
with
let
this
him-
story.
That's why, like, she won't let him do that, right? The guard.
unless she's
Well,
dead.
So that's why she's dead.
She probably thinks that she can change him. That's
Yeah.
the allure. He's probably quite the talker and very charming. I think she should fear for her life.
I'm gonna
and
need to
those
see this
people should
photo.
fear for their life, too.
Yeah,
So,
fuck yeah.
Sam, what do you think happens?
I'm thinking mountains. I'm thinking Appalachian Mountains.
Appalachian
yeah.
Mountains.
That's a
Okay.
good one. It's a good
And
one.
then how do they get caught? You
Might
stand
not.
off?
Might not.
Do you think they don't get caught?
Has she got any kids? I don't know her backstory.
I'm not sure either.
Where's she from?
I guess Alabama. She's worked for that jail for
13?
17
17?
years.
Yeah, it's a
And
lot.
won Employee of the Year 4 times.
Yeah, she's like a model employee, never done anything
Wow.
wrong.
Yeah, she's dead.
What do you think happens, Daniel?
I think they'll catch him because if they find her body, somehow they'll find him.
Oh, so you think she
Or
is
maybe
killed
Oh,
by
I got it.
him?
I know my answer.
All right.
All right, Brendan, guess first. I'll let him go.
I think
it's gonna go. I think it's gonna be a fucking shootout with
I
the
think-
cops.
Oh,
he's gonna try to kill her, and then her training will kick in, and she's gonna kill him. And she's gonna dye her hair, and she's gonna go be a dancer in Vegas.
you're a creative
Wow.
dude. I like that
That's
answer.
gonna
That's a
happen.
great
Yeah,
answer.
the craziest thing that is definitely not gonna happen.
All right, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and this is super morbid, so don't at me. Double suicide.
Oh,
Together in heaven. Together in heaven. I'll just call
yeah.
it that. Don't call it double S. I'm just gonna say together in heaven.
That's
what I'm-
love.
Together in heven.
Together.
I think it will be like it will be, but not. I think it's gonna be death by a cop.
Oh, does that count for mine? If they,
I mean,
if they hold
yeah,
hands
that
and
counts. If they
Because he
run
already
to
has
him.
said that he wanted to be killed by the cops the last time he
did?
got arrested.
I'm gonna guess they get apprehended peacefully in
Okay.
a McDonald's parking lot in Texas.
He's probably right. He's probably right. It's gonna be bull.
It's gonna be at a fucking Buc-ee's, right?
Yeah. Trying to get an abortion.
And they're and they're gonna say like, oh, they were on their way to Mexico. They stopped at McDonald's, and some old
Because
lady.
Mama loves her Diet Coke.
All right, let's get out of here because my voice is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine too.
well, yeah.
Let's plug some things.
Brendan, tell us about Bangalore.
It's a hyper local news website all about downtown Orlando. We talk about things you can talk about at the dinner table, and we have tons of cool events. We curate our event calendar. It's not full of a bunch of crap. It's things that you actually might want to go to.
I use it all the time. It's super fun to go there and just kind of swipe. You can just
Yay.
like swipe through and see what's happening. And
Yeah.
I will give Brendan a huge compliment. My wife and I use these websites all the time. The reason that we very much enjoy yours, and this is coming from my wife being an organized lady, is that you 99.9% of the time, the information that's on there is absolutely correct. And other places, they don't put as much time and effort into
Thank
their
you.
copy and pasting, let's just say.
Uh-huh.
You actually go through and write what it's a little more curated and a lot better. So
Thank
check
you.
it out. Go to the website. Very, very useful.
Hold on. So you're saying the top 10 things to do in Orlando on Google is not
yeah.
ever accurate?
That's real bad.
That's right. I get all my information.
Really bad.
100 things Orlando.
Oh, I would get in trouble. Yeah, we have a book out
Yep.
called 100 Things to Do in Orlando Before You Die. You can go to 100thingsorlando.com
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get your book, or you can come visit me tomorrow.
The Bungalower
Saturday.
Guide to Orlando is what I'm calling it.
Just as good. I wrote a lot of it. Come on out to Rocky
That's not what
Robinson.
John said.
Well, he's a liar.
John said
We all know.
John said he's just
Well established.
He said right on the coattail.
It's his job is storyteller, so that's all you need to know.
Samantha, what's going
Yes.
on with semantics?
We have a new episode of You Heard About This One that's coming out this Sunday. You can listen to that for free on our Patreon.
What's it about?
patreon.com/semantics. This one I'm actually going to do the topic of Mother's Day.
Ooh.
Kind of the history of it
I
and
like
how it's
that.
changed over the years and
Dig
how
it.
it's completely bastardized of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, what is it supposed to be? You'll have to tune in to find out.
And last, if you want to see our live podcast at the Hurricane Party, May 28th, tickets on sale at tomandan.com. There's only going to be like 100 available.
Yeah,
so,
it's a lean
limited.
event, so please snag those tickets while you can.
And if you want to stay in our Airbnb, it's bookairtnd.com, or it's on Airbnb if you search for Sanford. Now, a thing that we didn't anticipate happening is that we've gotten so many views and bookings that it jumped us up on the site. So now if you search
Oh
for
yeah, we're like most popular.
an
in
Airbnb in
Sanford.
Sanford,
Yeah.
it comes up first or on the first first page.
That's
So-
amazing SEO.
So we obviously would rather have our listeners and BDM stay in there, but listen, we gotta business is business. We gotta
Take what we can get at this point. At this point, I don't care if that's 6'9" and that construction officer.
Hold on, let me check the ring doorbell. The tall ass dude.
Shit. Someone in the chat said
She's got a gun.
someone in the chat said that they're reporting that they found the car in Tennessee, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But
well,
it's
you're
in the
right.
mountains, baby.
Oh man.
Get close.
Anyway, so check that out and book now if you want a date. This year, but all the dates this year in 2022 are open.
Indeed. Check out our Spotify playlist. Just look for the Tom and Dan Music Companion. All the music has been updated on there. So if you've heard something on the show that you like, no need to ask me or email. It's all in the Spotify playlist. All right.
Bye-bye.
Oh, fellas. Look, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.